Yo, what up, gamers? Hello, hello, hello. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see you. What up, chat? What it do, Boba? What it do? How's it going, man? Good to see you guys. Good to see you late on this Wednesday night / Thursday morning here in Texas. Here in Texas, it's currently 12:49 a.m. So just a little ways past midnight. Little ways past midnight. All right, let's get to the gameplay. Well, sorry, we were just talking Noita for a moment. We're in the Noita section, talking Noita. Don't get too angry. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't know. Like I keep trying to think up some kind of fun run that we can chill, but also go on a fun adventure, and my brain is coming back empty. Pheromone on the salt starts the boss fight. What do we do with this, though? What do we do with this? When in doubt, roulette. We could just do a roulette. That is true. All jokes aside, if you want to have a short stream, it's okay, mate. You don't have to force yourself. Aw, thank you, Rusty. Thanks for the love, man. Want to get into, once I think in playing Noita, it'll get me feeling a bit better. Get my energy up a bit. I'm down for a roulette or just an open adventure. Let me check the website, the Noita Roulette website. Arntorius's website. Noita Roulette. Wait. Do you guys want to do let's just do three random achievement pillars. Too easy. If you do a roulette, can we do the Ask the Gods coin flips? Can we do Ask the Gods coin flips, where when you complete one of the 3 tasks, you flip a coin. If you lose, you add 1 Ask the Gods. At max, it's 2 Ask the Gods. I'm fine with a simple pillar roulette to get back into the groove of things. Do a coin flip. If you lose, remove a limb. Give me one moment to see it. Where's the... Remove some of the ones that are ridiculous. Because pacifist, no gold, undamaged. I mean, come on now. Where's the speed runs? 5 minutes. Should be a 1 minute speed run on there somewhere. Fuck it. We're gonna do 3 random pillars. That's what we're going on right now. Noita, 3 random pillars, a daily run. Duke said he's down with it. Sounds good enough to me. Alright, so if you guys don't know how this is gonna work, essentially, whenever we reach the very first holy mountain, we're gonna... Oh, he excluded it. Okay, that's good. We're gonna hit roll pillars, and we're gonna roll... This is an example. This is not the pillars. We will roll it 3 times, and then those will be the 3 achievements that we have to do during the run. In this case, this would be very easy for us to get a win with this. That's not always going to be the case, because some of them get pretty rough. For example, we could have to do the friendship quest. We could have to do like the dark gourd moon. We could have to do, you know, pieces of the sun quest. Nullifying altar. Nullifying altar wouldn't be that bad, actually. We'll see. Do we need the quality of life mod in case we get a sacrifice? No, well, I'll work around it. I'll work around it. Alright, daily run. The term for a new deposit, a fresh sweat depot. I don't know. You tell me, Nuxter. You tell me, dude. Was there any crazy deposits today? I think there was. Oh, there were a couple 100Kers. One from Spoony, Lurker dropping sweat. Spoony, I appreciate the lurkage, my friend. And also, Calamarino says 100 grand in the bucket. Let's go, Moist Mob. Thanks, Dunk, for being such a nice dude. Aw, thank you, thank you. Sorry if my energy's in a not, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit like, I feel like I'm slow mood today. I don't know the right way to describe it. I feel kind of, I don't know, like I'm sloshing around a little bit. Maybe not such happy vibes, but don't worry, we'll get there. Once I load into Noita, the happy vibes they come to me, and they're just, I'm like oh hell yeah, I'm in my happy place, my safe space. Dunk, I'm copying your every movement on the daily run. All right, Benji, follow along. Let's go on and get an adventure, man. Benji, let's do this. If you follow me, I'll take you to greatness. Greatness, let's go. So first things first, let's, I kind of don't want to hang with my Berserkium too much, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it out here. You could maybe make the choice to just drink the Berserkium, but the issue with that is we have unstable crystals, so throwing unstable crystals while also under the Berserkium effect, a little scary. You got to be paying attention to what you're doing, otherwise you can get yourself killed super easily. And since my brain is half functioning today, I'm gonna not drink it. I'm gonna just pour out that, and I'm going to scoop up a tiny bit of water. We just need at least a speck. We may not need the 1 speck of water, but it's there for in case of emergency, you know? Don't forget the super secret special side quest, build Coco's hard farm. One day that'll apply, don't you worry. We go like periods of time where we don't build any heart farms, but then it's always inevitable at some point. We're like, oh shit, we need to build a heart farm again, and then I relearn it for the 50th time. Oh, we have water here. Okay, so we scoop up the water. Update challenge. Oh, yes. The challenge. Oh, shit. That could have been really bad. An enemy just hopped up while holding a wand. Thank God it was not a missile wand. Otherwise, I'd be dead. Missile does 75. I honestly can't remember exactly if you take the missile and the explosion damage. Is it 75? Let me check real fast. Missile, where are you? So it does 75 projectile damage plus it would insta you because it would do, what would that be? Like 100 and I don't know, 120 damage, something like that. All right, we got a puzzle. Let's solve the puzzle. You don't have to dig with the bubbles here. You can dig with other stuff. It's just the bubbles, when they dig in such a way that doesn't cause any fire or anything. And I didn't want to deal with the fires, but a quick and easy way to do this is just throw 1 crystal, dig away at the wood. Easy peasy. Come on. Bubbles. You have to bounce in the perfect spot. I'm actually getting angry. There we go. Finally, I got them jammed in there. Are you kidding me? I still didn't get it. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we scoop up the oil. Remember, if you accidentally mess up the oil, you know what? We could have even taken the oil from up here. We didn't even have to do that digging. You can get the oil from anywhere, but even if you don't have enough oil, you only need just a little bit, and then you could put water below it. And what the water does, if you let it settle, it pushes the oil up. So as long as it's a liquid that sits below oil, you're good to go. Just remember every once in a while to kind of let it settle, and because you're like right now it's a little bit fucked. You're like, okay, come on, stir. Hey, get over here. Get over here. You want to make sure that it's like a clean thing of oil at the top that's most likely to trigger the puzzle correctly. Oh shit! As I'm saying that, I think we fucked it. It wasn't a good enough. There it goes. I was gonna say I messed it up. I'm not crazy about this, but I'll put up the energy spheres, I guess. But yeah, you shouldn't waste your water like I just did. I was just trying to show it because you never know when somebody's going to be solving that puzzle in the future. And a common thing that happens is that somebody will have a bomb wand or just some kind of digging that's kind of explosive and fiery. And when they go to dig away at this, they accidentally get like a spark in this oil here. So you can still jump into this oil when it's on fire, collect at least a little bit of the oil, try not to burn away too much of your health bar, and then get out of there, put out the fire, and then you'll be like, okay, I only got a little bit of it. And that's how you could recover in that situation. Or just find oil somewhere else in the zone, because First zone is like one of the most common zones for finding oil. It's everywhere. Damn it. So we've had 2 formations, I think, so far that gave us nothing, not even a chest, which is unfortunate. Ooh, look at that, some pheromone. Like some early pheromone. Still searching, nothing super exciting so far. Ideally, I like to go to the right early and then make my way to the left, but so far the formations are not allowing me. Oh wait, this is a very thin spot. Let's see. There we go. Collecting a bit of gold. Gold isn't like a big deal for us to collect right now because once you have a pheromone flask, all of our gold issues kind of go away. Because it just means that whenever we go to the first holy mountain, we can take care of like whatever. Like we can sell wands to get gold. There's just so many options. In fact, I have such good stuff right now, you could argue to not take the tablet. You know what? For the fun of it, let's go grab an orb over here. I love playing dailies. It's so fun to watch somebody else play the same seed after winning it. Yeah, it's like, you know, sometimes their adventures turn out so different. Just taking one small turn that maybe another player didn't can lead to like a, you know, completely different pacing to your run than somebody else. It makes Noita awesome. One person will say, oh my god, this seed is so terrible, it's the worst seed in the game. And another person's like, this seed is insanely OP, it's the best seed in the game. It was me. I was the one who murdered the Hamas, you monster. Also, you were number 1 on my suspects list, so it makes sense. I'm pretty sure roulette first. I don't think it messes up our roulette. I'm trying to remember. Because the roulette will be... It's not actually... We're not having to do the regular roulette. We're just doing pillars. We're just doing 3 achievement pillars. There's no scenario that an orb fucks with that. I don't think. Yeah, there's no pillar for a low orb count. Exactly, Conga. Exactly. We should be fine. Alright, so I can grab this. So what's happening here is we got to make sure that our character is invis whenever we move past around, like this area here. So make sure that we are fully invis and do not step in any water or anything like that. And the boss does not see us walk past the trigger point because we were invisible. It was a secret. And so the boss doesn't spawn, which is pretty cool. It is one of the only, it actually may be the only point in the game that you can invis past a trigger point like that. None of the other one, there's no other like spot like that that comes in mind. Because most people when they see that, they're like, wait, can you invis out of the holy mountain? Because it does kind of lead you to believe that that would be the case, but no, it's not the case. So our invis, we have a lot of invis. What we can do is we actually throw some water in the air and then just catch a little bit of water in our invis flask and then just convert our invis into a water flask. And then we can drop this flask here and then grab this pillar. All your endless explaining and you didn't communicate that when I wasn't listening. wait, what? Hold on, I'm confused after that one. Yeah, you could polymorph yourself. That's another great one. You could tele past it. You could poly past it. It's just like get creative. Just avoid that one spot and you're good to go. Can invis really not be used for anything else? I mean, you can invis past enemies, things like that, but there is nothing that is like, nothing that comes to mind that you would want to invis past a certain spot to not like trigger off some kind of funkiness. This is the first time I've seen Dunk take the tablet in 2 years. What? Me? I take the tablet all the time. Now, I don't use the tablet, but I always grab it. Every once in a while, I guess I'll use it for levitation. That's about it. Oh, did I fuck that up? There we go. There we go. Another one of these. You're on track for a no-hit? Oh, don't worry. That always changes. That always changes. Especially with toxic sludge everywhere. Couple angry shotgunners. Next challenge run, sacrifice all green tablets on the altar. All of them? Every one of them in the game? I'm assuming you mean main world, because obviously if you're saying, and parallel worlds, it's like, well, that's infinite, but... yeah, I can't remember how many there are total. If I had to do it blindly, I would not be happy. All of them! Did I stutter? Alright, infinite green tablets. Noted, noted. Treasure chests. Not super happy with it. The bubbles are kind of just like really garbage digging, but it's better than no digging. But then again, we have these things for basic digging, so I'll rely on them. One of the things about the odd firebolt is because it's odd and it's all funky and stuff. The only times I like to dig with it is if I get somewhat close like this and just shoot it into the spot that I'm digging. Otherwise, it moves in such a way you can actually hurt yourself with it. You get too close to the wall, you'll hurt yourself. Too far away, and the firebolt goes crazy. It's a weird projectile. Also, remember shiny orb. The advantage to the shiny orb, whenever you have something like ambrosia, is that you can get free gold without getting hurt. Well, hopefully without getting hurt. Let's see if I can do it without messing it up. I am known to screw it up from time to time. So we place the orb on the ground, we put a bit of ambrosia on ourselves, and we walk into the orb, and we do not let go of the walking button. Okay, well, keep walking, keep walking. There you go. And what happens is when you walk into it, when your character gets stuck, the game has like an auto unstuck thing that it tries to do after a little bit. And the unstuck feature basically involves like this kick. Your character almost like does this kick, but every single frame. So meaning you're doing 60 kicks a second, basically. I don't know if it's every frame, maybe every like 3 frames, but it's doing it rapidly, insanely fast. That way, whenever if you kick the orb, you're gonna kick it, the orb's gonna go flying off, it's a whole pain. But if you walk into it, you can essentially get like 100 kicks in like a second, and the orb will blow up and it'll cough up gold, is usually how it goes. I don't know, 100, probably like 10 kicks in a second, I don't know. A lot of kicks. That's what you need to know. Was this game built out of popsicle sticks and glue? The game was definitely built on some jankness, maybe a little bit of Elmer's glue, a little bit of duct tape, but it's still amazing, and we love it. We love it for its glue. The devs were on something, but it wasn't glue. It could have been huffing a lot of glue. Oh, this is where I get hit, right here. This guy. Random explosion. Oh, no, no. Not yet. Weebs, no! You stop that right now. No. You know what, Weebs? Because you were so degenerate the last couple months, that was the reason Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 sucks. I made a couple phone calls, and I was like, you know what? Make this season shit. The weebs need to suffer. I'm sorry. You had to teach you guys a lesson. Now you better start behaving. Otherwise I'm going to make a phone call about One Piece next. And then Frieren. These are the, you know, powers that a sweaty nerd content creator like myself has. Oh shit! My ears! Weebs are muted! Yes! Good, good, good. Wrong anime, bro. Wait, which anime should I have shit on? I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 has been trash. One Punch Man's Season 3 also trash. I'm noticing a trend. Hunter x Hunter? I mean, Hunter x Hunter, how do you even, like, approach that one? It's like, the next season's gonna be trash. It's like, well, I mean, I don't think there's ever gonna be a next season. At least like an official one, or I guess there could be an official one, but not created by the original creator, I guess, right? We're getting a next season? No, no. I mean, it's one of those things that I think that people have always hoped for, but just never happened, right? That's why Hunter x Hunter, to me, well, can never be like #1 or even top 3 or top 5, because it never finished. You can't. If the story is not finished being told, it's not fair to rate it at the very top. What do you mean he updates Twitter and new chapter leaks all the time? Hunter x Hunter is ongoing. Wait, the Hunter x Hunter is still going? I liked Hunter x Hunter Murders. Wait, Hunter x Hunter's Murder Clown? Oh, you're talking about the creepy dude. Oh, the manga's going, but the anime, no. Anime just completely left. What do you think about Fullmetal Alchemist? I love Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think it's the probably #1 anime all time. Oh, there's some damage. Took a little bit of fire, but there's some damage. Though ongoing is not completed. I mean, I didn't even know they were still releasing stuff on it. I thought, like, because people were like, hey, you know, no anime, like, or no new anime for that probably forever. But if there's new chapters, it means it could be a new anime eventually, right? Normie as fuck. It's my 3rd favorite, but still. Hey. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is just good, man. I don't care if you say it's normie or whatever. It's a true masterpiece. Dude, there's a lot of these guys over here. Thank God we have the some high damage unstable crystals to fuck them up. I don't follow it too closely, but the way I understood, the author was sick or hurting for a while. Yeah, I did hear that too, which is, I think, part of the reason people were just like, hey, there will never be something more. Anytime I've talked about it, like, because whenever I watched it because the chat told me to check it out. It's amazing, blah, blah. And I thought it was cool. But I didn't think it was, you know, some people consider it the best, you know, top 3 at least anime all time. But I was like, wait, but when's the next season? And they're like, well, there isn't going to be another season. And there hasn't been for, I don't know, when was the last season? Many years ago. And then they explained the whole, like, the creator was on a hiatus, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, the story just, it wasn't finished, so I feel like it's kind of weird to judge it as, like, complete. Game of Thrones would have been,
you guys can see this guy right now. He is drenched.
Game of Thrones would be this masterpiece, according to people that allow for a show to just stay unfinished. If they had just stopped after, like, the 5th season, they'd been like, there you go, greatest show of all time. Just never give it an ending. Gotta have an ending. And a really good ending is hard to do. I mean, it's hard to execute. The adventure is obviously a hard part too, but you gotta put a good bow on it, man. Didn't the show go past the books? Apparently, and some people are saying maybe it's copium, that you're saying like, well, that's why it went really badly, was because they went past the books and all that. But apparently, the author, he told them, like, he gave them the premise of what's supposed to go down. It's supposed to be like these books that are coming out will still be accurate to what happened in the show. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's still true though. Unfortunately, they squeezed everything in 2 seasons instead of another 10.
Game of Thrones is so good. Book and first show. And what a good life for JRR. Bro is pushing 80 and has a franchise akin to Lord of the Rings that he can sign off on.
Yeah, I mean, I get it why people were super upset at the end of Game of Thrones. They were not happy with how it ended because it was all rushed and some things didn't quite make the most sense and all that kind of stuff. But I binged Game of Thrones. Like, I started Game of Thrones like the month that it was on its last, like, I started the first episode ever of that show when it was on its final, you know, month of releasing episodes for it to be complete. So whenever I got to the very end, I was like, you know, it definitely did feel a bit rushed, but I was still like, you know, I enjoyed the journey. I was like, that was awesome. But for people that had been waiting years, you know what I mean? They followed the whole thing for years. Every episode that came out, they watched it. Those guys, I think, were the ones who were most upset because it is kind of, for those guys, it is kind of like, what? You rushed this, you piece of shit? But if you just binge it these days, I feel like you don't feel quite as scammed, and you'll be like, yeah, it's rushed, but it was still like a fun adventure to go on. How did it take you 7 years to watch Game of Thrones? No. I'm saying I binged it. Oh, like 7 years to pick it up? So I like to binge shows, and whenever a show is releasing, especially when it comes to something that was super famous, like Game of Thrones, I don't like to follow the trend because I know I probably will like it, right? But if you follow it and you're going really slowly, one episode at a time, everybody gets like swept up in the same show, and people love to post spoilers and just do things to try to like I don't know, kind of like fuck with the people who are on that adventure, right? That 7-year adventure or whatever. But for me, I couldn't get spoilers because I never watched the show. I didn't know what the fuck if somebody could say, you know, how an episode ends. Somebody could post something. I would have no idea what they're talking about. Yeah, exactly. These days, it is referred to as get engagement. Back then, you know, go back about, you know, back in the Game of Thrones releasing times, it was essentially just trolling, right? But these days, it is engagement because getting people to react to stuff is actually profitable these days. Being a piece of shit online is actually, you know, a way to make money rather than just being like, I'm just trolling. So that's why you see so much shit on, like, you know, whatever social media you're using where people are clearly just trying to rage bait people. Because they're getting paid for that shit. Snape kills Dumbledore? Exactly. That's kind of like an infamous, you know, thing to, you know, scream. But for me, didn't mean shit. You're creating negative value for society? Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate that it's profitable.
Have you watched the new spin-off show, GOT, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms? The main character is named Dunk. He's literally you.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit. I kind of just hurt myself. You know what? I don't think there's anything else here. I didn't know they based a character on me. I'll be waiting for my royalties. You choose the 3 random pillars. No, we're choosing the 3 random pillars. Pillars are happening right now. I can't even talk. My brain is fried. So let's roll the pillars. Let's see what it's going to be. What kind of adventure are we going on today? I removed like the no-hit pillar and the speedruns ones and the pacifist. Oh, and the no gold should be. Oh yeah, no gold there. Little things like that were removed to make sure that it doesn't become some impossible scenario. Spin it. All right, spinning it.
Spin.
And closing it. All right, here we go.
Spin.
Collect an orb. Done. All right. 1 achievement pillar. All right. New game plus. Deserved. What? What do you mean deserved? Piece of shit. All right, last one. All right, so collect an orb, kill the dragon, new game plus. So essentially, this run has turned into a new game plus run. The other two, we'll just get them naturally. All right, let's get back to the gameplay.
Smash.
You have to follow the order of the roulette results. No, it's just like, hey, just, you know. Did you do the Ask the Gods? No. We just did 3 random pillars. That was the whole goal here. Ooh, this one's kind of nice. Let me see this. Smash. Put the black hole there. It's viable. There you go. Pretty cool wand. Kind of a funky wand. Minus 0.03. I'll just shoot a whole burst of those. In fact, you know what we could do? We could throw a heavy on there to cut down on that recharge. It will cause one of the shots to be inaccurate, but then again, it lets us fire in general faster. So I think it's worth the trade-off. Bloop, 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 bloop. So one of the things that's easy to mess up right now is while you're kind of sorting through everything, it's easy to accidentally spend like too much of your gold because maybe like, oh, I want this double, and then you're like, oh, I don't want any of those glitter bombs, even though we probably could use them for digging, but whatever. And then you're like, oh shit, I ran out of gold, and maybe you go over here to the mountain perks, and okay, actually, I do want exploding corpses. But let's pretend that you spent all your gold, and you're like, oh, I wanted to re-roll. Like, I also, you know, I want to re-roll stuff. So what do you do in that scenario? This is where the pheromone comes in handy. You just create a cup somewhere, and it has to have a completely flat ground. If it's ever bumpy like this, it doesn't work very well. and you just create a little pheromone cup, and you can sell wands as long as they're entirely empty. They actually will sell in the pheromone and give you gold in return. So this is what you can use in wand shops to help sustain all of your purchases. It allows you to, like, you buy a wand, but maybe you don't want the wand, you just want the spells off of it. So then you just sell the wand afterwards and get at least some of the gold back for the money that you spent. Because there are a lot of shit wands, but good resources. That's pretty common. I forget, can you sell this one? And if so, how much does it sell for? I don't remember at all. Oh, it's a 400. Okay. Didn't remember. Alright, get back in the flask. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our exploding corpses. Yeah. For the explosion immunity. Can't deny its greatness. And from here, we have a decision to make. Do we want to try to dig out without pissing off the gods? Or do you want us to piss off the gods? Chat, you choose. Piss off the gods, or yes or no? Do you want me to piss off the gods? Yes or no? Howdy Dunk, I hail from the YouTubes, and your content has been lovely to watch / listen to at work. Oh, thank you, Bossy Kitty. Appreciate you checking out the content. If you're looking for something else to watch, in about 7-ish hours, I'll have another video posted. This one posted, created by our editor, Diary of Dunk is actually the alias they go by. But we just call him Diary. And no, not diarrhea. Diary, like, you know, a journal. Diary created a video, so it'll be posted later today if you're starved for some Noita content to watch. But I appreciate you checking it out. I don't know. New Game Plus can get hairy sometimes. You may want to look at. Okay, Coco's trying to sell me. Man, you are trying to sell those health farms. The HP farm. Bump it like a fresh hot dog. Thank you for the 4-monther. Big fan. Piss off the gods. Oh shit! I did get distracted a little bit. You said piss off the gods. Fuck. What was without? Wait.
I'm gonna go with a no.
I don't know what's happening anymore. Without, no piss. But then bump it like a fresh hot dog says, big fan, piss off the gods. I'm conflicted. I said without first. Hot dog. Lou did have dibs. Just don't? Alright. Poll it. You know what? We'll just don't. You know what? We'll probably end up accidentally doing it anyways, and then everybody wins. Well, I guess whoever didn't want me to, well, I guess lose. But at least I tried to do the right one. So essentially, what I was asking about is when you're exiting the Holy Mountain. Whoops. You can dig in such a way that allows you to escape the mountain, but it doesn't piss off the gods. It's a little bit tricky. If you really want an image that breaks down the spots to avoid, you can type !HM, which I already see people doing that. And it has 1 degree of spread. I think that we should be all right. I'm only moving this statue here as an emergency, because sometimes oh my gosh, I don't know what the hell. What is up with me today, man? I'm putting this here for emergency in case I do piss off the gods. I can always scramble over here and then just kick this into Steve. So what we're going to do is hopefully not mess this up. I mess it up all the time, so if you try this and you do mess it up, don't feel bad. Oh, I actually did that terribly. Oh man, terribly or perfectly? I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. Oh my god, I cut that close. Alright, well, we have a route to exit without pissing off the gods. Rare Dunk W? Hey, what do you mean rare? Daily Dunk W. I think that's what you meant. So yeah, we basically dug in a pattern that avoids there's like these little hot spots, these spots that the game is checking that if you damage them, the gods get pissed. So we just avoided those spots, and we are able to dig out of the mountain. Steve doesn't know. And we're looking good. Stow away the black holes. Actually, what I was about to do... It's a little greedy. But since we have pheromone, it means that we have, you know, money's really easy to come by right now. So, hold. You. Not a fan. Since it's so easy for me to get money, let's quickly jump to the next mountain real quick. Oh, a flash thrower. Are you a friendly one? No, throwing acid at me? That doesn't seem very friendly of you. Got another flask for me? I know you do. No, you don't. He's playing so fast today. Who's this man? I mean, we were in that first zone for like 45 minutes. Oh shit, he died to his own acid flask. That fool. Not gonna look at fungal? Oh, we definitely will. We definitely will. But you gotta remember that because we have black holes, makes things kind of interesting. You'll see what I mean. Let me jump in here. Spell shop, nice. See, we find an early telly, and this really helps our pacing a lot. If I throw another heavy on there, it's gonna be weird, but also nice. Kind of cool, right? It's a goofy wand, but it works.
Do it.
I don't really want any of that. No, we're not grabbing glass cannon. Don't say do it, Rusleon. You keep that to yourself.
Do it.
No. No. I mean, I like strong levitation. I think it's a pretty solid perk, but this early in the run, screw it. We're just gonna grab extra perk, and then hopefully it'll pay out later, because we are having to go to new game plus. So shit may get kind of scary. There is a trigger. We may need that in a bit. We'll see. So now what we can do, we use our teleports, skip past the mountain thing right there, and then if we dig out here, this area is not protected by the gods. So you just skip over that. Grab the refresh. Gotta watch for any lava or anything. And at this point, if you're really desperate and you want to save those black holes, you could upwarp yourself through this, probably, yeah, like that. But the reality is, there really isn't much reason for us to avoid or we try to save the black holes, because we do have another refresh in the first mountain. That's why I leave my refreshes if I can, to save them in case I like emergency or some shit. This black hole we'll save up here. In fact, I guess we'll put the teleports here. Put the doubles here, just somewhere to store them, all the multicasts. Alright, so basically I have access to 2 holy mountains. I have not pissed off the gods. And I can, yeah, I have an early teleporter, earlier than I normally would have had I not gotten to that mountain so quickly. Actual message, not about hearts. Is there a reason to use heavy spread for the heavy spread and not just the extra stats? Okay, so heavy spread for the inaccuracy. Let me think for a moment. What is a scenario you would be like, hey, I want less accuracy? There definitely are scenarios, but I can't think of a good one off the top of my head. Give me a moment. As part of the payload? Well, no, they mean for, well, hold on. The way they said it was for the heavy spread and not just the extra stats. So whenever you have it in a payload, you don't really want the spread. You just happen to get it. They're saying a scenario that you would say, I want the spread. For art wands, I mean, that is true. There are definitely some cool visuals thanks to the heavy spread setup, but I can think of something better than just visual. Let me think. I feel like there's been scenarios it was like, how do we, and then we're like, oh, just throw a heavy spread. I think it's happened before, but it's rare. Long distance cast duration, again though, that's going to be you're doing it for the other stats, not for the spread on that one. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I get you, Dodgy. So Dodgy's saying you put it on the LDC because basically, if you're just... Watch how some of the shots fire off randomly, right? They just shoot there. Well, there are some builds that a person doesn't want to have to go like, oh, there's an enemy here, click here, enemy here, click here, enemy here. Instead, they just fire it, and it will just shoot off in all directions and kill all the enemies around. That's a scenario that you actually want it to just shoot in all directions so that you don't need to do any aiming. You kind of just move to a spot, fire it, kills everything around. Move to a spot, fire it, kills everything around. If you didn't have the heavy spread effect, you would have to be like, shoot in this direction, shoot here. You'd have to do like a kind of like a 360 with each shot to make sure you cleared everything out. So yeah, Dodgy made it's a good point. Yeah, it's a lazy wand. You put the homing, because you put the homing, you have the heavy spread, and then the payload has like homing and stuff on it, or you know, not the payload, but the shot has homing on it, so it will shoot in a random direction, but then it will home towards the closest enemies in that direction. Do you put the lime in the coconut? Of course. Of course. What kind of noob do you think we are? You drink it all up. You check this motherfucking thing I sent and Chase checked this, please. Should I be afraid, Nutty? A thing you sent and Chase checked this. What did he send? I don't see anything. If it's an older message, can you like be like, hey, this thing, like point at it. Not me, him. Oh wait, is his name thing? Now I'm just confused. Oh, his name is MF thing. I thought Nutty was just saying, check that motherfucking thing out. It's titled I'm so fucking sorry, Dunk. 1 minute and 23 seconds? Oh wait, he did say something earlier.
Glad that's over with.
He did. It's the song guy. He did say this one was cursed. What am I about to witness right now? What gift for Dunk?
Dunk, this is for you. It will take a moment, actually.
My want cannot cast one frame. My want can only dunk 2 frame. My wants suck without chainsaws. My wants suck with chainsaws. My want cannot cast 1 frame. My want can only dunk 2 frame. My wants suck. My wants suck. Sorry, he said.
See, what you guys are hearing is some shit talk about wands, but I'm a gigabrain and I can see past what's happening here. The top level is an illusion. It's subliminal messaging. Notice how he hits the wand suck, wand suck. You see what he's trying to do there? You see that? Don't buy into it. Be careful, chat. Be careful.
For being late, but he continues.
Next thing you know, he's DMing you at like 2 a.m. saying, hey, you want a pick of this wand? That's how it works.
I'm sorry, he says, for being late, but he continues. Being bold. Dunk, if you are watching this, I fucked your spider wife. I couldn't get some. Her baby's mine. Dunk, if you are watching this, I fucked your spider wife. I couldn't get some.
Fuck.
Her baby's mine. Oh, I lost the bits.
This was, I understand why they said it was cursed. I understand now. That was totally wicked. I mean, that's highly debatable. Chat says it was not AI. You're telling me a human took the time to create that with their own hands. That's got to be a form of torture. I prefer AI music over whatever that was. You know what, Zoe? You know what? I think you may be right. Maybe AI music wasn't a mistake. AI music is gonna save us. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? This is a formation that could have paid out a heart, but I think the heart is too far to like right here that it doesn't actually hide it in the wall. It just doesn't spawn it in that scenario. Sadly. Mushrooms. If you're looking to build a mushroom wand, I have a third heavy spread if I'm looking for. I kind of want the pollen though. Oh wow. Always cast Matter Eater. You don't say. That is quite interesting. We put up this. Always cast Matter Eater.
I really wish you guys could see this
If
guy
you
right now.
are,
He is drenched in sweat.
If you're old school, Always cast Matter Eater wands were one of those wands that was pretty exciting. It doesn't dig Cursed Rock, which that part sucks, but the fact that it was like this infinite digging was pretty hype. Because back in the day, black holes used to be a little harder to come by, and not only that, they didn't have Greek letters, so you really didn't have like the easy infinite digging setup. So whenever you did have black holes, you could save them for the Cursed Rock, and then the infinite Matter Eater you could just use whenever you're going around the regular world. These days, it's not as exciting, but I mean, it's at least something, right? It's like, oh, cool, like, you know, you don't see it always cast Matter Eater every run that you do. Oh yeah, I forgot I used up every single one of
wish
these.
You guys could see this guy right now.
So I want the teleport to go here. I don't have a replacement. You know what? Let's just put a spark bolt there for now. Actually, spitter bolt probably better. Alright, so now I kind of want to look for something that will dig really well with the Matter Eater. I don't remember if we had any slime balls or anything like that. You know, slime balls is one of those things that's so easy to forget about. No, I guess we didn't. Check the free wand room and the eye room. Oh, true. You know what? Let's heal up. I think we're getting overly greedy at this point, and we have such good resources. If you're curious how to utilize Matter Eater, the things you're looking for on your wands or on your spells when you have like a Matter Eater, you don't want your spell to travel too quick. You like to have it kind of slow down. So the spitter bolt actually is kind of funky. Like if you get a little bit ways back, sometimes when you shoot it, you can get it to do some pretty solid digging. Anytime I'm up on the wand, on the walls, sometimes you get a ricochet. I guess it's pretty nice. Some of the ricochets can be good, but yeah, if you back up a little bit, you can get the more consistent digging that you want out of it. But spitter bolt is still not great with the Matter Eater. It's got too much speed. We want something that is a bit slower. So we're going to be looking around for a spell to replace the spitter bolt. Run over here real quick. So for example, if I put spark bolts on there, this is a bad move because the spark bolt moves too fast. You see that? It's so quick. It barely does like any digging. You'd have to use some modifiers and stuff to slow it down. It's too damn quick. Slime ball in the first area? Wait, was there?
Oh, I really wish
Hold
you
up
guys
now.
could see this
Are you
guy
trolling?
Right now. He is drenched.
Slime ball in the first area. Oh, you're right. There was the... You're a genius. I remember it now. Got yourself a good brain. Got one of them good brains. Who remembers where it was at in here? I found it. Never mind. I don't need you, chat. You're dead to me. The reason the chat is pointing out slime ball is because the slime ball is perfect with the Matter Eater. Slime ball moves at this really slow speed, but has a long lifetime, and it ends up giving you awesome results with Matter Eater. So watch this. And by the way, always cast Matter Eater means it never runs out of charges. It will just keep going forever. So let's shoot the slime ball right here at the mountain. Watch this. You see that? That's one shot. This slime ball is kind of crazy. And in this daily run, it'll be in the same spot for everybody. So that means that if you really like this, you're like, oh shit, I want to do that build. Play today's daily and you'll get the exact same thing. You could actually use this method to dig all the way to the final boss if you wanted to. Kind of cheese your way there. The win streakers dream want. True. Don't have to do much thinking. And win streakers, they're not planning to go to parallel worlds, so they don't care about the downfall that it doesn't dig through cursed rock, because they're not going to be heading through any cursed rock. Can I get the Magikarp sound as a personal command so that you can never play it? You're willing to take one for the team? Marful, turns out you're actually a hero. You're one of the good ones. Is there a missing wand over here? Did I already find that wand? I don't know. I'm scared. Oh, nope, it was right here. Ooh. Little damage plus. Have you ever played Path of Exile? I've only played like 5 hours of Path of Exile 2. I know a ton of our community members are die-hard Path of Exile players, and they're always hyping it up. And by the time I really learned much about, learned of its existence, I felt like everybody was already, you know, established Path of Exile players. So I was like, you know what? They had already said they were working on a Path of Exile 2. I'll wait to try PoE whenever the second one comes out. Then I'll be there day 1 or day 2 or whatever in the early days. So Path of Exile came out in its early access, and I bought it the first day so I could give it a try. I didn't get hooked. I mean, it does seem cool because I do like Diablo. Well, Diablo 2. It's only really Diablo that I spent much time playing. But I don't know. I was hoping for a little bit more of a natural multiplayer experience. Where for PoE it felt like it's naturally mostly like a single player experience. You have to go out of your way if you want to make it multiplayer. Besides like the all chat or whatever the hell chat that is, where people are spamming random crap. I was a little heartbroken by that. Fuck party players. I like multiplayer games. It's some of my favorite games, man. I'm always hunting for a multiplayer experience. But yeah, PoE I know is not exactly like, you know. Single player tends to be the way those games are played in the most enjoyable way. The guy who runs the 100k player PoE trading Discord got permabanned today, and there's a massive crash out. Oh shit, wait, what did he get permabanned for? Like what was the offense? Noita Together is right there. Maybe one day. One day. I like multiplayer games, plays Noita 24/7. I mean, Noita is a game changer for like my expectations in a single player game. Noita or my expectation of single player games are that, like, you know, whenever you have people giving advice and all that stuff, I mean, usually a lot of the choices are obvious, right? Like, oh, everybody's playing the same thing. Like if somebody says, oh, turn left here. Well, it's like, you know, you're playing like Legend of Zelda or some shit. Like, of course, you have to turn left if you want to get to the boss, if you want to progress the story. Like, you're going to go to it at some point. Noita, on the other hand, was actually my first real deep dive into the whole roguelike or roguelite world, whatever you want to call it. And is super replayable and is super deep. And even though it's a single player game, it's a game that even if you experience it as like a community, there's still secrets for everyone to like discover. There's still unsolved secrets to this day that exist in Noita that, even though we have a community made up of thousands of players, has not been figured out. And I don't know, like in my world, that kind of thing seemed like it died off when I was a kid. I thought that, you know, the days of the myth of being like, oh, there's a Mew under the truck in Pokemon Red version, blah, blah, blah. Like, I thought those days were long gone because of the internet, which is fine. Like, you know, it's just gaming has evolved. I didn't realize that games like Noita could exist and keep that magic still around, where you do have mysteries that still exist in the game. Even if people data mine the game up day one, there's still things that the data miners themselves don't even realize exist in the game. And it just takes people, you know, trying stuff out for years to kind of uncover. Noita's a rule breaker, man. Are you gonna do anything special in the new game plus, or is this planned to just be a normal person and get OP new game and just rush to the plus worlds? We'll see. We'll see as we get, whenever we get later on, like how much time we have and what mood we're in. Right now, I'm mainly just trying to power up, though. I currently don't have a plan. We'll see where the journey takes us. Always cast Orb. Huh. Is there really a Mew under the truck? Don't buy into the lies. But Dunk, due to glitches, there can be a Mew under the truck. Are we getting to that missing nose stuff? God damn it. What happens if that wand is empty? It's actually, that's the best way to run it. Is chainsaws, I guess, would be the best way. But you tend to empty the wand out, and you can just shoot it like it will just shoot regular, like just shot. It won't necessarily be super rapid fire, but it will shoot energy orbs infinitely. Yeah, Noita had a patch that had happened and kind of placed a spell hidden in the wall in Noita. And obviously, you know, people data mine Noita all the time and look through stuff. But because the way the game is set up, nobody actually had realized this had occurred. Whenever you do like a special quest, it would kind of do this weird thing where it placed a spell in the wall. And it was there for years. Or at least, let's say, a year and a half, something like that, before the community actually took notice to it. Not to say that there was not a single person out there. There may have been somebody out there that was like, what the fuck is this? But it wasn't made, like, you know, community knowledge until like a year and a half later. And I believe it was somebody in the Chinese Noita community had made a post on some, you know, platform, and then somebody translated it over and then reposted it on like Reddit or some crap, and then next thing you know, we're all like, wait a second, there's a spell hidden in the wall. It was a wand refresh. It was actually hidden. You would do, I can't remember which one it was actually. One of these, I can't remember which one, and then I think it was this one, and it would put a wand refresh in the wall like right here. And that was in the game for a long time. And it's funny because I remember when somebody told me about it, I was like, bullshit. Like it felt like the kids on the playground where somebody's making some shit up, and you were like, I don't believe it. But it was real. And it's like that's been in the game for a year and a half. We didn't know this. Didn't people data mine? Like, it's just because it's the nature of Noita. It's one of those games that can have mysteries in it. And it's kind of hard to uncover that shit. Yes, wand building can still have surprises, but only because it's not obvious from game code. Without data mining, we would get such surprises over a much longer time about everything, not just wand builds. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're saying that data mine can spoil stuff. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I thought it was like, what I'm saying is I thought it was like almost impossible to really get any surprises still. Like data mining, I thought, you know, obviously not day one, somebody's not like just fucking analyzing all the code, absorbing it all. But for the most part, it would be easy to break down where stuff is and all that crap. But just the way that Noita's set up and all that, like it's very easy to not realize what's in front of you, I guess. Like when the spells are spawning in, not to realize that there was like a hidden spell in the wall and all that kind of stuff. I thought those days were behind me, but I'm glad to see that some games still are able to keep them around, which I believe was one of the devs' goals. Like they clearly did not want people, you know, doing like super diehard data mining on their game and making all the information public, which is why they had like did this whole thing where if you data mine the game, that you would come across like this little contract that said, hey, if you don't reveal what you've data mined up, they would add your name to the credits, which is why you see a lot of people's names in the credits at the end of the game. A lot of them were data miners that just signed the little contract or whatever to get their name put into the end credits. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is I love that games that devs out there are still trying to capture that excitement in a different way. Did you see Lim's potion dousing wands? I don't know about potion dousing wands, but I guess I haven't talked about. There was a post. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, okay. Maybe I've seen a piece of this actually. Reconfigurable potion dousing wands. Cast toward the left and check whether the first chain spell copy ends at the vertical level specified by the horizontal barrier. Horizontal component of velocity indicates whether it's a liquid left or a powder right. Can also be used with a vertical barrier to check secret materials instead of random ones. This shit is crazy. Like, I've seen people posting about this kind of stuff. I don't fully understand what the hell kind of insanity that they've went down, but I'll dive into that like later. I'll read into that. But what I was wanting to talk about is kind of in that realm. It's this one here. This wand has been built to try to detect orbs. An orb inside of it's not just an orb like a spawning orb in the world, a orb in a chest. And they break it down where it says not an orb locator, but if you're on the correct pixel, an explosion will happen. It'll be interesting to see if somebody can find a way to viably search for orbs with this tech. Then Kubi, who's one of the insane Noita scientists, explains. Says the chain spell RNG and greater treasure chest RNG are heavily correlated. This build detects chain spell copies with the right speed to indicate an orb. If you shoot the wand aiming down and right, and the death cross spawns, you found a good pixel. You want a Nan hook bolt so you can stay in place. Good pixels have roughly a 1 in 3,500 chance for an orb instead of the 1 in / millions chance. So essentially, using some insane gigabrain wand crafting, they've come up with a method to increase your odds of it's like you are going to bypass, because normally if you're just purely through RNG checking every single pixel in the game to find a greater treasure chest orb, it means like you would check a pixel, and just any random pixel, and it would say, oh, there's a 1 in, I forget the odds, it's 1 in so and like a million or whatever of that pixel giving you a greater treasure chest orb. But with this method, you can skip over a lot of the pixels that are already considered not even, the RNG is not even potentially good enough to give you an orb, and lock on to the pixels that are labeled, I guess they're calling them good pixels, that have a 1 in 3,500 chance of an orb. So it saves you a ton of time, a ton of checking these dead pixels that have no hope of an orb. And that's a huge jump in odds. The idea in theory is by Leaf Tin Ant Hill. Lieutenant Hill. It's like Lieutenant Hill? Lieutenant Hill, nailed it. Probably already more than a year ago. Build by Lim, start of a recent conversation leading up to the build. So I've heard a little bit about this a while back, but since nothing ever came of it, but apparently Lim, I guess, yeah, is the guy that's like digging this stuff up, and everybody's starting to dive into like, basically pixel manipulation, like understanding what a pixel can give. How does the community even come up with this stuff? I don't know, man. I don't know. They're actually insane. Sent an updated build. Do check it out. It's fun. An updated build. It's still improving, but I thought to send this, if you're reading this right now anyways, in-game RNG prediction. This explodes on negative detection. It's an orb detector version 2.5. Let me see. So he posted this. Wait, he just posted that? Like 30 minutes ago? Slightly better. This was a combination of speed and timing, which gave inconsistent false matches at 380 speed. This is like gigabrain shit. I don't fully understand what the hell they're saying. This one has a 7-frame delay in the chain spell triggering and 4 frames after that for the pollen to appear. With the automated setup and close to optimal timing, 14 frames, give it time. This would be like 45 days. They mean like 45 days of searching? I don't know. But the thing is, we're lucky that there are people like Lim and Kubi and all these, and apparently that Leafton Ant Hill dude, because there's a chance if they keep giga braining like this, they're getting closer and closer to coming up with a way to get an orb from a chest without having to use mods or a website or anything. So that's pretty exciting. It would be 45 days of searching. Okay, so the odds are still not in your favor. You still have to look for 45 days. That's kind of crazy. But that's just where they're at now. Let these giga brains cook longer, and who knows, man. There may actually be an event run we do in the future thanks to people like Lim. Maybe they cook up a wand where we're like, today we do a new game plus 28, 36 orb run, no mods, no outside sources, no website, none of that. Just fucking do it, and it may be possible. Who knows? That could be. No, we're not doing it with this current one. 45. No, we're not doing a 45-day event. But true. DNT, you're right. They may build a wand that cures cancer. Just give them time. But yeah, it's so cool. That's what makes Noita so fun, though, because some people look at this and maybe their eyes kind of, they gloss over and they're like, okay, what the fuck? You don't have to go this hardcore. It's just an option. If you enjoy that kind of stuff in Noita, you can go crazy with the wand building. And, Lim is posting stuff that I've never even heard of. Like, this is like, they're breaking into like new boundaries, new tech kind of shit, and can lead to new discoveries. Noita has room for that always, for people to push the limits. But if you're not as interested in the really complex wand building, you don't have to do it. You can just, be like me. I'm a simple Noita player. I go on simple adventures and enjoy the run. Let the Giga Brains, cook up some cool stuff, and then whenever we see something we like, we try to see what we can do with that information. Read Blue Eye. What was he saying? You can scroll up for the automated setup. So when you say automated setup, are you just like, you just let it run and it just checks for you? Is that automatic orb search? Requires large amounts of open space diagonally up and left. Place wand 3 or 4 off the side. Wash off whiskey. Shoot wand once. This starts a loop triggering the orb detector every 82 frames and moving. Loop breaks on good pixels and can be restarted with wand 1 and semi-AFK search. Expected to find an orb 275 plus days. Oh, that's why the 45-day thing. So basically, they're creating wand setups that you can shoot and kind of just chill. And then every time it says like, oh, found possibly a good spot, you would then do whatever, check if there is if you spawn the greater treasure chest there, check if it's going to give you an orb or not. And then if it doesn't, you just you go back to letting it search. And then the estimated time would be 275 days. And now I guess they have optimized it down to using that same method, but the time is now cut down to 45 days. Whenever we see it cut down to 1 day, that's whenever we know it's time. That's when we know, oh shit, it's time to do it. Let them keep cooking. Hey, 275 days down to 45 is a pretty big improvement. Loot breaks on good pixels, so you need to watch with your eyes always open. I mean, yeah, you're saying that you have to actually pay attention? Well, I mean, yeah, you have to respond whenever it finds a good pixel, it sounds like. You can't just be like, letting it run on its own. It runs on its own till it finds a good pixel, and then you have to, do some inputs. How does it just magically stop on a pixel that is supposedly has something good on it? They explained it has something to do with chain spell. They give you a whole breakdown. They're not like trying to keep the information secret. It's just complex. Like you need to read through it all. My little tiny brain is like, what the fuck? But yeah, if you scroll through this, you probably want to scroll back a little ways, but they break down how it works. Like they literally explain it, which is where this image over here, and Chase checked this. Where was that? This one. See this one. See, it says explanation. They break down how stuff works, and this one's a different one though. This one has something to do with potion dowsing. It says, but the idea is wand manipulation can tell you about information in the game and everything. But if you really want to dive into it, so that you can also become one of these wand scientists, there you go. This can also be used to find greater treasure chests with 27 plus capacity wands. I'd imagine those pixels that qualify as good pixels may, yeah, they may apply to many attributes besides just the orb. It could be like it pops up, you know, very flask heavy greater chests as well. I don't know. I'd have to look into what all makes a pixel considered a good pixel. Different thing happens corresponding to the kind of good pixel. Forgot the exact thing, but different directions for each type of reward. Oh. Well, like I said, I'll be keeping an eye on that stuff, because the fact that they're making these like these leaps in inventions and stuff, it feels like it's just a matter of time. I would love to be able to do an amulet run without having to use a website. If anybody doesn't know, maybe you're newer in the Noita community, but there's only one person that we know of that has ever gotten a greater chest orb, because the odds of it are terrible. And it was Fury Forge, and he did it on stream, and it was supposed to be just pure randomness. He just had it happen on his stream. I'm surprised he's never made a video about it, as far as I know, because it is actually an insane RNG moment. Like, I don't even know how that happens. What you're looking for is you're looking for this right here. So there you go. The odds of having it happen whenever you cast the end of everything on a spot is 0.00001% chance. So a 1 in 100 million chance of it happening. And that sounds pretty insane. I know, right? It is pretty insane. But I think you're 50. It's a 50-50 chance. You either get it or you don't. So if you actually want to ever get this orb, you need this orb if you want to get the amulet right there. You see that little amulet around my character's neck? That is the 34 orb amulet. That means that you've gotten a greater chest orb. So the way we've done it, besides Fury, the only person who's I've ever heard of getting one out of a chest, because it's, again, like winning the lottery. This website right here is Kaliaris's Noita Orb Atlas. And what you can do is you tell it the seed that you're on, you know, what new game plus you're in, and you say great chest search, and then you just say seek true knowledge. And what it does is it actually looks in the world that you're at and tries to find the exact pixel that you could get a greater chest orb. Now remember, it's like a 1 in 100 million. So essentially it's checking millions of pixels very quickly, trying to find that exact location for you. And there you go. It says at these exact coordinates, -3, yeah, you have these exact pixels on this seed, on these exact pixels, you will get a greater chest orb. Then you have a new problem. Okay, so you haven't used any mods in your game, but you did use a website to find out the seed that you're pretend this is the seed that you're on. You do know the location of it though, but how do you know the pixels you're currently standing on? Like, how do you know your X and Y location? Well, then you have to use this jank shit where you look into the HTML save files. Every time you save it, it updates what your current player location is, and you can very jankily find your way to the exact X and Y. So this is how you can get an amulet without using any mods at all, and only using this website. But the method that they're talking about doesn't need the website, doesn't need any mods to tell you your X and Y location. It would put all of that aside. It would just be a really complex wand build that does it all for you, which I think would be much cooler than the current method, because, you know, jank shit plus website. But it's better than no option, but really, really cool gigabrain scientist wand build that leads you to the orb would be more magical, more Noita. Oh, did I say HTML? XML. My bad. There's only one location per world. No. On average, 1 every 100 million pixels, but I mean technically you could have 2 pixels right next to each other. Literally 2 pixels right next to each other could both be an orb location. It's basically just think of every pixel on your screen has a 1 in 100 million chance to drop an orb, and the RNG is tied to the seed. So you can in one seed you could have 50 locations that give an orb. It's just, you know, the odds of finding those locations is not good. Very, very not good. Alright. So I'm going to check the meditation room. And then it looks like it's probably time to leave this area because I've just been yapping, hanging out with you guys. We need to start locking in soon. Ooh, more black holes. That's pretty good for us. Honestly, that site led to me loving Noita more than anything. Amazing work, to be honest. Yeah, Kali Reeses did a great job. I don't know. I always feel like whenever I do stuff involving the website, though, like when it gets to the point where we're like, oh, we're trying to get a greater chest orb, there's always new guys that are like, ooh, you know, Noita's this game of insane magical stuff. Like, what's the answer going to be to do this? How do you go about it? And then to find out that, like, well, you need this information from a website to help you narrow it down. I always feel like they're like a little bit deflated. They're like, oh, that's how you did it. Whenever instead of being like, some crazy wand scientist came up with this mad scientist build and it will lead us to the exact pixel. I think that would be exciting. But I guess, yeah, good to know that Kali Reeses has accidentally recruited people to the community using his awesome website, his orb locator. Do I want this? I kind of want this one, but I'm also kind of lazy. Fuck it, we're just gonna move on. I mean, there's definitely more to do over in that zone. I've just been yapping with Chad, and I don't know. I want to move on. We're gonna move forward. We have more black holes, which kind of is unnecessary since I already have infinite matter eater, but oh well. We'll leave the heal there for a moment. I mostly used your knowledge and help to succeed and do my 32 orb run in all the achievements. 32 orb? Hold up now. Why 32? I feel like we talked about this recently. I said, why stop on 32? Is that you? Is the challenge to kill a dragon at any point or during New Game plus? At any point. Killing them in New Game pluses would be a pain in the ass. But you could, actually. It could be done. I don't think we're going to go through those troubles, though. You plan to visit Parallel Worlds? Maybe. A little bit undecided. We're just going with the flow right now. 33 is boring. Want to be different. 31, my bad, it's been a hot minute. 33. The one where you need the greater chest in an exact location. Oh, you did a 34. If you did a greater chest orb, just one of them, and you were in New Game Plus, that means you did a 34 orb run. If you did it in the regular world, then okay, that would make sense, actually, why you did a 32 orb run. It's just the amulet doesn't show up until you do a 34 orb run. So usually a person who's going to go through all that trouble does it in New Game Plus, because it's like, it's pretty much the same general idea. Like, the hardest part is going to be the same, whether you're in New Game Plus or in the regular world. Did I say amulet? Sorry, I meant. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm messing up the ruby on the necklace. Yeah, on the gold chain. The ruby in the center is what you get added at 34. The gold chain is 33. Ruby is 34. Which in your case, if you did 32, you wouldn't get either. You sad times. 34, I thought, so I don't know why I was thinking 31. It's probably because, the regular world is 31, so it's just... Noita's weird like that, I get you. It's hard to remember those little details. I forget all the time. I'm like, wait, how many orbs? New Game Plus, 33? Okay, yeah. Details, details.
I am working on a new game 28, 33 orb run for my 10th win.
Oh yeah?
Currently have the Giga God run going.
New game plus 28, 33 orb run is a grind. In fact, somebody the other day was just talking about how they got to like, oh shit, I just took some serious damage there. They got about 15 like new game pluses in, and they were like, you know what, that's enough. Because it becomes so grindy at a point that I definitely get it why some people are like, you know what, I've seen enough. I've done new game plus 28, 36 orb once, and I'm already burnt out from the new game plus runs. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I've only gone to new game plus 28 2 times ever, just because that's how much of a grind it is. I have the infinite HP wand, all the perks I need, and that took days. Oh yeah, the setups can definitely be very slow. It's really slow the first time you do things, because the first time you're kind of, even if you have a guide or whatever, you're still kind of, you know, testing things out for your first time. And Noita is one of those games that you're scared of everything. So you're like, did I place this in the right spot? Because if the answer is no, you did not, sometimes it just means you instantly die, depending on what you're building. So once you have that confidence, you've done it the first time, it does help cut down a lot of the time. Me, when I spells to power crash and cook my save file entirely 600 hours ago, and I'm still mad. Yep. That's a feature. That's a hidden feature that the Nala devs left for you there. Good old spells to power. Heart trick time? We could consider it. And you are interested in doing a heart trick. If we're going to do the heart trick, I want to find a worm. Any worms around here? Any worms around these parts? Actually, you know what? Let me real quickly check the mountain. Not for any worms or anything, but... oh no. Inker and extra life. Why must you tempt me, game? You never go extra life and it always backfires? What? Always backfires? What are you talking about? Now you're just lying. These are lies. You take the +1 here since you need to go new game plus. I mean, you're right. I definitely think it is the smarter move. But, you ready for the Giga Brain move? The play that only the elite gamers make? You know what they do here?
Nope.
They don't grab either of them.
Glad that's over with.
Hear me out. Hear me out. You'll see 1 second. Go back up in a moment. Ow. Please hold. Damn it. Too many explosives. There's a healer here. I do want him. We gotta be careful because we have exploding corpses, which means that whenever these guys die, they explode, which usually results in healers dying as well. Healer, get over here. I need you. Make sweet healer love to me. There we go. There we go. He loves me. Does dice work in already loaded perks? Yeah, Nartov knows what's up. It does, it does. We just need to real quickly. Okay, what does this guy have? That guy has a wand. He's looking frisky. Oh, okay. Oh. In fact, let's drop that. Let's grab this. Ow. Ow. Stop tanking every shot, damn it. Got my own personal healer. He's just chilling. You show your first wand. If you ever type !wand or !wands in the chat, it'll actually pull up all of these wands in your browser for you. That way you can look at them, see how I built them, look at the stats of the wand, all that good stuff. Jumping in here for a moment. Damn, we got all kinds of stuff here. No! Hold on. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You re-roll. Oh, fuck. I kind of do need the stronger hearts. Because I haven't really been finding a lot of HP. Damn it, I can't decide what I want to do with all this. You got too much stuff. Read this and check. Alright, chat, your guys. This could be you. Alright, listen. Coco, you're going to be in the Shadow Realm for the rest of the day. We watch your clip and into the Shadow Realm for you, alright? This is your one clip for the day. My god. If you're curious, this is Coco's heart farm that they have been working on for a while to get min-maxing efficiency with farming hearts. Yes, this is all possible to do in the vanilla game without mods. This is, you can do this completely unmodded. Not to say that this you know, that they're currently playing with a mod right now to you know, to test stuff out, but you can literally build a setup like this in vanilla Noita. It would take a while, but you could. All right, focus up, focus up. Damn it, I don't know if I want to... If we grab stronger hearts, we'll end up with so much health that extra life won't be necessary, right? Gotta make sure if I'm gonna grab a heart, I have to make the decision on if I want to grab that other thing first. We'll worry about that in a bit. Oop, our friend is on fire. And he's dead to the ice. I'm over here real quick because I want to turn in the broken wand. Oh, shit. Well, I have explosion immunity, so not too scary. Reroll Tinker for dice. Alright, you're definitely smoking something on that one. This goes here. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Obviously, we got really good heals. We're going Tinker. We're doing it. We have really good heals. We'll have... As long as we can edit wherever we're at, we'll easily heal ourselves back up, right? Right? Please don't cost me. Please don't be my biggest regret later. Extra life in shambles. Extra life is the smarter, safer play. But because we're moving so slow today, I'm like, I want to be able to tinker. I'm putting convenience very high up there today. I want convenience, damn it. Spitter timer, I guess you're the chosen one. Sure. Nooba. Alright, lots of stuff here that we still probably need to use, but we'll put that there for now. Alright, let's do it. Stronger hearts. Alright, we're ready for shop. And we bypassed a ton of the snowy depths. We still have a lot of things we can do in the hiisi base, but that's one of the things that's really good when you get like when you get this super good digging. You can just freely travel between zones. I feel like sometimes people approach the game in such a way that's like almost like chapters in a book, where they're like, oh, past that chapter, moving on to the next one. But it's like you have infinite digging. Just combine the zones, move between them freely as you want, you know, as you need resources here and there, and that's a good way to power up in like a safe, conservative way. Because if I want to go back to snowy depths, I can be in snowy depths with stronger hearts, with tinker with wands everywhere. It just, you know, it just gives me a pretty big advantage. All right, so we have the stronger hearts. We're gonna head back up for just a moment. What we're doing is we're checking for the free. We want to go to the eye room. Now, normally when you're going to the eye room, that means that you have some, like, telly juice to pour into it, which we could get if we wanted some. But instead, we have infinite digging, so we can just dig our way to the free spell room. Wait, what? Am I crazy? What is this? Oh. Wait, what? The fuck? What just happened? Did the game, I think my game may have corrupted a bit, or may have glitched. Because you can see part of the terrain is actually the shop. But we don't have a shop. So there's a... Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, definitely corrupted. Let's see if the hourglass is there. Hopefully it doesn't, like, crack and try to land on my
I wish
head.
you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Oh, shit. Yep, it's still there. Okay, well, that's not normal, by the way. That doesn't happen very often. Basically what happened is the game can corrupt every once in a while. Some of the chunks, it like loses a bit of its memory about the chunk, and this leads to some weird shit happening. That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to always have a shop. I mean, my shop was still there, I guess, but I had to dig into the ground for it to show up, which is not normal. Been a long time since I've seen that corrupt. Same. I haven't seen that spot corrupted. I mean, for me personally, years. You can restore the chunk? Yeah, you can if you go messing with the files and everything, but I don't really feel the need to. Not that big of a deal. We have infinite digging. That was like multiple healers right there. I just said, fuck you. Short tellies. Damn it, I want those. I'll figure that out in a second. Oh, that's lots of explosives. Tinker. Oh, you're the best. This is why I keep you guys around. From time to time, you cough up something useful. Been a lot of healers in this daily. They are plentiful. There is a heart. That. We hit the wall. Actually, let's make sure we're near the top. How close to the top are we? That's close enough. Head to the left. Did I just go down too much? Oh, we're good. Ooh. Okay. The black holes become kind of pointless. So we can go... There's a black hole, I mean there's a white hole and there's a black hole. And if we shoot these, getting rid of all of them. But now they're both at 0. The fee casts a copy of every projectile on the wand, so a copy of both of those. When we shoot it, there's both a black hole and a white hole. Then we use the chainsaw wrapping there and fire pretty quickly now, even though we do have a bit of mana issues. And then this infinite digging method, which was great, don't get me wrong, but it looks like it's time for it to go bye-bye. So say goodbye to the awesome infinite digging slime ball, which does dig faster than our black holes currently do, but hopefully that we'll fix that soon enough. That's true, we got infinite healing as well, which if we incorporate it into this build, actually it already would start healing us now. Wait, what the hell are you doing here? So we can incorporate the heal already. Whenever you shoot this... actually, if you have one of each, that's going to be bad. It just lets the... because the white hole and the black hole cancel out the gravitational pull of each other, and this causes the heal to just move like a regular heal. Like you see, just go flying off. So instead, we're going to use just the black hole, and the black hole has a gravitational pull, and it will actually grab the heal bolt and slingshot it back into my face. So I'm at 182 right now. We shoot it. Now 191. So essentially we're shooting it out, the gravitational pull of the black holes pulling the heal back, and it's pulling it back into my character's face. It all happens really quickly, but if you watch it, you can see it taking place. What do you think was your best Noita community discovery? Like a piece of tech or game interaction? Honestly, I have no idea. Like, I was in the early days where we were just rubbing two sticks together and thinking that we created something badass. It was like, okay, what about this? Instead of one spark bolt, what if we put two of them? And it was like, oh my god, two spark bolts? That's double the damage, baby! I'd have no idea. We'd have to really do some deep dives. Who was it that discovered the statue kick facing away and the steep kick, aka to left, was better than the right for the backflip? Wasn't it a moist mobber? Derry. He stops. I see him like once a year. But yeah, back in the early days when people were theory crafting up the statue kicking methods, the first one was pretty quick and easy. The community seemed to gather around like, hey, this is the method. You know, like when the Steve spawns in, you just kind of kick the statue into him. But the issue was the statue on the left side, whenever you kited Steve over to it, there was a lot of inconsistencies, and this led to people, you know, being pretty unhappy because they were like, we can't deal with Steve if you know, we got him on the spawn in, but how do we deal with him once he moves to the other area? And then we're trying all different methods, but it was, I believe it was Derry that was like, hey, I find when you look away. And then, because we were all, like the whole time we were trying different methods, but we really didn't pay attention too much to where our player was looking. It was more about like the angle of the kick on the statue and mouse placement, that kind of stuff. Derry was the one that was like, hey, whenever you look away, it gives you more consistent results whenever you're facing away. Not to say that you can't face, you can still face forward and still get some kills. In fact, a lot of the times I think you'll still kill them just fine. But when you face away, it took that like, I don't know, 70% chance up to like a 95% chance of success just through trial and error. I mean, I don't know what the actual numbers of chances of success are. Sounds like bogus, but it works. Yeah. I mean, people are always throwing out suggestions back then, and I remember I wasn't super convinced when I first heard it, but I believe he made like a clip of him doing it several times, and it was like, wait, this does seem consistent. And yeah, so then we started using it and stuff. Ball lightning for the outkill. Let's see what this level gives us, and then we'll make our decision on what we're gonna do. Oh shit, outkilling wise. Piercing and sweet. Oh man, this one is the hookup. Just fucking slap that there. Then when the piercing, whenever we need to heal later. Looking damn good. Honestly, we don't even need to put that up. We can just use that as a backpack, I guess. Huh. Could use that for our black holes now. Actually, you know what? Let's make this our damage wand. For now. Or, I don't know, 5. Sure. Little silly. Which then opens this wand up to be our black hole wand. There we go. Prickly piercing. Oh, that is a fun one. Yes, Test 60. One day when he suggested that, I remember that to this day. The trauma is still with me. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh god. Oops, I was just melting myself. Shoot the heal off the ceiling, get the free full heal. Need to upgrade our tele wand soon. Then I'll go back and grab some of those chainsaws because we did leave a lot of chainsaws behind. These. I do want these. Alright, so how many do we need? So 4. 3. Actually go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, put the quad there. Then this goes here. Alright. Should be good enough. Check the clip. Oh, you wanna relive My trauma? Fine. I like how the title is Dunkbot 2.0 is real. Very nice. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, fuck. I gotta wait for him to... Don't you be a pain in the ass. The gold just flying out. Don't you be a pain in the ass. What even happened? I can show you. Hopefully without getting myself killed. No promises. Oh yeah, the spiral can go there. In fact, I'll do that in... Yeah, we can add that now. Great idea, chat. Great idea. More damage. More damage, the better. Alright, check this shit out. Piercing. Homing. Prickly spore pod, yeah? You see it? You see the combination? Now watch. Gotta find a bad guy. It's a bad guy. Oh wait, hold on. Deal with these bad guys first. So, piercing on the prickly spore pod causes it to basically fire off many times. The exact thing is basically like it's kind of like whenever you shoot out a trigger or a timer, well, a trigger is the better example, and it hits an enemy and it pierces into them, firing off the payload multiple times. That's how the prickly spore pod works. It shoots off the initial pod. See that little, that basically is not the pod itself. That is a piercing mushroom that when it hits an enemy, normally it just hits an enemy and plants a single mushroom. But with piercing, it hits the enemy, piercing into them, planting many mushrooms, which then all blow up at one time. And I use that method on the alchemist, and apparently his shield will convert those little spines over to, like, you know, the missiles, and it didn't go well. I didn't realize every single one of the little spores, the little, what do you call those little spines, that spikes that fly all over the place, were going to get converted like that and turn into like a barrage of missiles. This build is pretty goofy and yes, is very deadly to me. Like I can hurt myself really badly, but it has actually saved one of my runs before. Most of the kills that you get with this method, most of the kills will be trick kills. So because of that, it means if you ever had trick blood money, you could use this method to farm up trick blood money. You could just keep shooting it out at enemies and getting blood money, and then using that blood money to heal up, which is what I did to save one of my runs that I should have lost in the past. This build is fun. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's just, I wish it wasn't so damn deadly.
DunkOrSlam, if you could only have one food topping on all food forever, what would it be? No dumb answers like hot sauce.
What? What do you mean, no dumb answer like hot sauce? One food topping on all food forever? Does it mean it has to be on all food, or it can be on all food? Can be. Cheese? Oh, that is a good answer. That one's, I think, what Tito says is no dumb answer. Well, I'm an American, so I'll choose the most freedom topping of all time. Bacon. Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. I said it. Oil. Alright, with a little bit of oil. Let's be real, have you ever cooked a piece of bacon? It's giving off some serious grease. I'm not American, but I like bacon. What does that mean? That means your body yearns for freedom. You're probably stuck in some communist country, wishing to live the life of a real American. You hear that, Americans out there? Don't take your freedom for granted. Make sure you eat some bacon today. You think the most American answer is bacon, but in reality it's mayonnaise straight from the jar with your hand. That's not American. That's like a mental patient. It's a psych ward. Mayo is so good. I'm not really a big mayo person, but there are certain things that you have it on. You're like, damn, what's this is so good, and there'll be like mayo's on it. I'm like, damn, I'm not a mayo fan, but sometimes it just hits just right. Like Popeyes has this spicy mayo that they put on their chicken sandwiches. If you get it spicy, oh man, I don't know what the fuck that shit is, but they claim it's spicy mayo. It tastes amazing. French fries and mayo is good. All right, you're getting a little wild now. Okay, calm down. That's too much freedom. Mods, take some of his freedom away. Dunk hated him for he spoke the truth. Mayo on fries. Can't say I've ever been I've never dipped my fries in mayo. I mean, I have before, but not like a regular thing. Now barbecue sauce. Now we're talking. You never had fry sauce? That is true. A lot of the fry sauces tend to have mayo as like a base mixed with like other stuff. That is true. I think actually, does cane sauce have mayo in it? I feel like cane sauce probably does. My Americans out there will know. My Europeans are probably like, what the fuck is canes? Yes, bro, all the sauces do. What? Barbecue sauce doesn't have mayo in it, does it? I refuse to believe that. That is a lie. Cane sauce. Cane's is a really popular fast food chain that does chicken. Pretty much only chicken strips is their whole thing. Like whenever you pull up, like if you picture a fast food place and they got their menu, right? And it's like, oh, you want this? Their menu is literally just different quantities of chicken strips. It's like, oh, this combo gives you 3 chicken strips. This combo gives you 4 chicken strips. This combo gives you 5 chicken strips. They give them different names, but the reality is it's just like +1 chicken strip to each combo. And they're damn good at it. I mean, that's the whole thought process, I believe, right? If you focus on one thing rather than being like, oh, we make burgers and chicken and tacos, and instead they're like, we make one thing, but we do it good. We do it right. Always swap the coleslaw for an extra. That's true. Dude, that is exactly me. Always get the extra toast over the coleslaw. Oh, dragon, please don't kill me. Sad times. Sad times. Coleslaw is fucking disgusting. I'm not a big coleslaw person, but to say that out loud, you may get thrown out of Texas because it's like it goes like hand in hand with barbecue here. Like every place that is like a popular barbecue place is always going to have coleslaw. They have like, I'm not really down with the coleslaw. I'm like, pass. I do like the barbecue though, but pass on the coleslaw. Love coleslaw. I mean, it is popular here. Like I said, I love this. A lot of the Southerners gotta have it with their barbecue. But I do want this. That the egg, you're out. I just realized you make this Artelli wand. Huge upgrade. Can you use the piercing mushroom on the bridge boss for science? I believe the results are pretty terrible. Unless you put a damage field on the mushrooms, I think is how you make it not the worst thing ever. How well would you fare on hot ones? Probably not that well. Like, I feel like I could keep it cool. You know what I mean? I'd be like, but my body would be like, if I go out in the sunlight for like 10 minutes, when I sit down at the computer, there's like, you guys be like, damn, you're red today. I was like, I saw the sun for 10 minutes. So eating super spicy stuff, I think I would turn into like full on like just the Kool-Aid man level of red and be sweating profusely. But I think in general I could still be sitting there like, this ain't nothing. There's nothing. You guys are like fucking lying, man. You're dying right now. I can see that you're dying. But as for like my tongue, like how do I deal with the spiciness? I'm not really like some people do hardcore spicy stuff. I do like fast food version of spicy. Most fast food spicy is pretty weak stuff. Like if I'm going to like an Indian food place, I am not gonna say, hey, give me something spicy there. Like if something is like an Indian food place and they call it spicy, that's like fuck you up level of spicy. That's like hugging the toilet and crying later levels of spice. Would be like DJ Khaled and wuss out. I would not wuss out. I would refuse to wuss out. I'd be like, fuck it, I guess I'm dying here because I'm not gonna be lumped together with DJ Khaled. No way. No fucking way. Like if this is how I die, fuck it. People have died for dumber shit. We had like a president die because he didn't want to put on a coat. Well then I will die because I ate too spicy of wings and my fucking heart just gave out, I guess. I'll take it. Mild and Mexican or Indian would literally kill me. I guess it's death. My brother loves spicy. He's all about it. But I don't think his body likes it too much. I think afterwards he just doesn't leave the bathroom for about a week. But he loves spicy stuff. Really not getting a lot in terms of HP. Normally this other, well, all you gotta do is complain. Just gotta complain some more and we get some health. I like it. Yeah, it was the complaints. They're working. The hearts are pouring in. You love spicy Indian food? Now see, that's gotta be you. That's the serious spice. That's when you're like brushing your teeth with like ghost peppers because you're like, I'm fucking dead inside. This is the only way I can feel something. I'll never understand how people can enjoy having their mouth on fire and hurting. Like I get the mild spice, like the little bit of kick, right? I like that. But yeah, when it gets to the boom, where you're like, at this point, like whenever they start to say, oh, be careful, you know, like on Hot Ones, he's always like, careful around the eyes, because like this food is so spicy that it's, I mean, obviously you never want anything spicy near your eyes anyways, but it's at such a level that if you were to get some cross-contamination, you could literally go blind. That's what it's like, all right, hold up now. If this can blind me, I don't think I'm meant to be consuming it. What's up there, wolves? Yo. There's an explosive projectile. Kind of tempting. There was a copy random spells earlier that I could get as well. You gotta eat it with your protective gear on. Exactly. Are you gonna need like some fucking goggles? You're like, all right, I'm going in. If you have a yogurt drink, an Indian thing, it diminishes the spice, which is going to be spicy. Wait, going to spicy way less. Am I having a stroke or did you have a stroke? Which going to spicy to way less spice feels really good. Hold on, what? How much yogurt did you drink? What is in that yogurt? Like a dude's spiking the yogurt. That's a normal thing. No, the problem, Benji, was not the suggestion of yogurt. It was the way it was worded. Yogurt makes spicy go away. Okay, see, that part is normal, yes. But saying it this way sounds normal. Saying diminishes the spice, which going to spicy to way less spice feels really good.
Man, when the top of your skull tingle and you ears buzzing from the spice. Best felling.
I see, I've never felt my ears buzzing from spice. The craziest I've ever felt is like whenever you have wasabi. Wasabi is such a weird feeling of like, I don't know, like in my head I picture it like sonar, you know, where it's like bloop, bloop. I picture that like going like a fucking sonar, like something just going across my head. You can feel like a wave of whatever the hell that feeling is from wasabi. I don't know what the shit that is. Like, I don't know what the hell that feeling is. It's like not even, I don't know, I wouldn't even label it spice. I've tasted a lot of spicy things. I don't know what the hell happens with wasabi, but that shit's crazy. Wasabi's a different chemical, similar spice as mustard. Well, whatever that shit is, it's a little bit too crazy. Thoughts on Szechuan numbing peppercorn? I don't even know what the hell that is. I know of, is it Szechuan sauce? Isn't that a thing at like McDonald's or some shit? I feel like it is. But I've heard of the sauce, but never... I don't know about this numbing peppercorn. Do we roll this? Yes. Okay, now you're showing up, dice. Now you show up. I hate you. Wasabi hits hard, but it's tolerable at least. Yeah. Nutty says horseradish goes away instantly. I didn't feel like the wasabi lingered, which was nice, because a lot of spicy things you're usually like it's hanging around for a while, right? But it did seem like it was gone. Like, you know, it happens and then it's quickly gone, and you're just like, what the hell was that? What just happened to me? Actual real wasabi is slightly sweet and fragrant. Western wasabi is horseradish, mustard, and has a spicy kick. Okay, I probably only had whatever they have in the US, so the fakey wasabi did. I haven't really had it many times, only a couple times. Another speed up. Oh, I'm on fire. In my own world, just burning to death. This is fine. This is fine. Wasabi chemical is water soluble. It's water soluble, so it creeps into the back of your nose and the sinuses, which is why it has a, you say a heady burn to it? A heady burn. I've never heard it described how it's a heady burn. Maybe it meant heavy? All I know is when I tried it, my brother was the one that was having me try it. He's like, you gotta try this. And I did, and I was like, okay. I mean, I don't know why somebody would do that to themselves while they're eating food, but at least it's not like the ghost pepper and all that kind of stuff. I've tried a little bit of a ghost pepper before, which at the time was actually the hottest pepper in the world. This was like 2010. I think it still is the hottest natural pepper in the world, but now they've like fucking bioengineered all these ultra fucking ridiculous peppers that will fuck you up. Wasn't the Carolina Reaper like crossbred? Oh yeah, they've engineered some insane peppers.
DunkOrSlam, if chatters sent food to you, would you eat on stream? That would be super fun.
I trust
Obviously
nothing.
Only trusted chatters though.
I trust nothing. Hold up. Like the hottest peppers in the world now, if you look at the list, the ghost pepper, which used to be up, like, used to be #1, has been left behind in the dust. Yeah, look at this now. Look where, wait, what? The hell is this? This list is weird. Why does it say jalapenos up here? Oh, medium spicy. Spiciest. Okay, this one just stops here. These are actually, I think, oh wait, no. These definitely have, Pepper X is not a naturally occurring pepper. There's a lot beyond this, I believe, as well. This is where I'm at. I'm around here. I'm around the jalapeno chipotle. That's my spicy range. This area is the no-fly zone. It's the get the hell out while you can zone. Hold on, why is that chart so weird? I feel like there's a better way they could do this. I don't know, I feel like a lot of these are a little bit outdated. Oh, this one's up to date. Or this one's closer up to date, at least. This one says, has the ghost pepper here. It has like the Scovilles, which is like the spiciness rating. Oh no, this one just straight up has pepper spray and pure, I can't remember how to pronounce this. Capsaicin? Capsaicin, that's the fucking spicy shit. That's just distilled, concentrated spicy. Pepper spray, Carolina Reaper, 1.4. So I feel like there's been a couple more that have been engineered after this. It can actually kill you. I believe it. If you look at that, it says it is 15 times spicier than a ghost pepper.
I used to make Scotch bonnet vodka and a friend with allergy issues compared it to anaphylactic shock.
It used to make what? I can eat jalapenos like candy and normally eat habanero level spicy stuff, sometimes dabbing into ghost pepper levels. See, you are one of the crazy ones. I only tried it not for flavor. It was because of like a charity gaming thing. And so I had to try like a little, it was like a speck. It was like the nothing. And it still was like kind of fucked up. It was like, what the fuck? So I couldn't actually take a bite of a ghost pepper. I could tell it probably would kill me. I don't know how the spiciness works. Isn't it more of a logarithmic scale? I don't know why I'm struggling to pronounce that. I don't know actually how that works because, I mean, I have heard people say that it's just because the number is larger, it doesn't mean it's 15 times more painful, but I don't know how it actually works because I've never jumped into that realm and I never will. Fuck that shit. You spicy heads out there, you're crazy. Spicy obsessed. I had a friend who used to grow ghost peppers to make some like ghost pepper jam, I think was his goal, but I don't know whatever happened to that. Imagine a bird flies along and tries to like peck at one of those peppers and is like, what the fuck? What is this? I mean, that's the whole point of spiciness. To me, the whole point of spiciness is for like that little bit of flavor, not necessarily, I'm not even interested in the pain at all. Like I don't want that at all. It just happens to be a side effect of some of those flavors. But I think some people are in it for the pain. The whole point is to set your hole on fire. You see? That person's in it for the pain. What I was just talking about. Damn it. Spicy food has always been a pain thing for me. I enjoy seeing how hard I can push myself before I need milk. So you're one of those psychos, Congo. Noted, noted. Freaking psychopaths. I think there's some fast food place that's really leaning into that shit right now. I forget, it's like KFC. It's some chicken place that you can, at least in the US, that they, if you order it, they have you sign like a waiver or some shit to be like, I willingly ordered this shit. They're like, are you sure you want to order that? I need you to sign this. Giving KFC power of attorney. What could go wrong? Marketing ploy? I mean, I would assume. I doubt it's a thing that's done for profitability. I don't. You know, fast food base is the whole concept is like producing something, mass producing something on a scale that you can, you know, it'd be profitable. But I don't think the spicy food is something that they're planning to produce at such a large scale. It's just to get people like us, or me, I guess, in this scenario, mentioning it, and then people say, oh, really? And then next thing you know, you're looking at the KFC menu, and then you're like, oh, you know what sounds good right now? The KFC chicken sandwich. And then you totally forget why you were looking at the menu in the first place. There's a video of Nile Red eating pure, that capsaicin. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Who the hell's Nile Red? He's a big deal, apparently. 10.6 million subscribers.
This is capsaicin, and it's basically pure spiciness. It's the main chemical that gives chili peppers their heat, but there's actually very little in each pepper. Even in the stronger ones, like habaneros, there's usually only around 15 milligrams. It really isn't very much, but it's extremely potent. It's so strong that when I've tried it in its pure form, I don't even find it very spicy, and it kind of just hurts. Ugh.
But that was that was it. But you know what? It's good to see reactions like that. Not everybody has to be like, holy shit! Start ripping their clothes off and everything. But that one was a pretty damn mild reaction. His taste buds were obliterated instantly. Just... He's like, I couldn't taste things again for a year. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Grab the electric immunity. I'm going to dig this down. Boom. Yeah, is it even a reaction if you're not screaming, crying, shitting, and pissing at the same time? True, that guy's never gonna make it on YouTube. He's only got a measly 10.6 million subscribers. He'll never make it. Yeah, Chat was saying he was a science YouTuber, which makes sense why he'd have like a more of a normal human reaction rather than like the usual content creators, you know, like you said, shitting themselves. Though to be honest, if I was eating one of the spiciest things in the world, I probably would be legitimately shitting myself without even trying to do an overreaction. Would just be a natural reaction for me. We'll hold on to blood magic. I mean, maybe there's something there for us. Maybe. I'm gonna eat pure spice while speeding on the highway. Is that a thing? Hold on. I know you're probably joking, but I wouldn't put it past some content creators to pull that kind of shit. No, I would not do a blind taste test. I forget how to pronounce that name, but I remember it. It's like some kind of fishy... It's something disgusting smelling that people throw up whenever they smell it. Sir, strumming, whatever the hell. Dunk effectively did a blind taste test recently with the jelly beans on TSG stream. That's like a popular thing for like 10 years plus now. Those jelly beans where you're like, oh, one of them is, you know, a normal flavor and the other one is something disgusting. But for me, I already don't like jelly beans. So it's like a lose-lose scenario. It's like, oh, you ate, you know, vomit jelly bean. It's like, ugh. Then it's like, oh, you ate the normal jelly bean, which was like, you know, I don't know, peach flavored or some shit. I'm like, ugh, I still didn't like it. Like, both of them were a lose, but one of them is a worse loss. You know, the other flavors are like vomit and shit they are worse, but still they're both pretty bad.
A loss. Earwax.
Check out, wait, what? What am I supposed to be checking out? What? A Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live fly maggots. The larvae of the cheese fly are deliberately introduced to the whatever cheese. Their digestive action produces an advanced level of fermentation, including a breakdown of the cheese's fats. The cheese's texture softens, and a liquid called, I don't know, some teardrop may seep out.
Yikes-iola. Glad that's over with.
How does this ever even get discovered? What the hell? That's a damn crime? That is a crime. It's offensive to my eyeballs.
Smash?
I refuse to believe anybody's actually eating that. Digestive action sure is a nice way to say poop. True. But to be fair, we all like honey. I mean, all normal people like honey, right? Come on, honey's delicious. But isn't that pretty much just like the bees barfing? Are we just eating like bee vomit? Vomit is yummy. Shit is not. Vomit is yummy. It's like a baby bird over there. It's like, vomit's delicious. It's bee spit. Vomit in my mouth, bee mommy. Just so you know, these chat logs will be saved forever. These chat logs are going to outlive all of us. You're generations down, you know, like 10 generations away, they'll go back in your chat logs to find what you were like, and they're going to read that. I have nothing to hide. Well, you do. So you start hiding it. So we have many New Game Pluses that we need to go through. Well, New Game Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and kill them now, even though we haven't gathered all the orbs yet. Because we have a long journey ahead of us. Let's do a little bit of murder. They'll frame that in a museum in the distant future. Maybe. Explaining what humans were like back in these days. But yeah, I'm surprised so many of you guys are like, I don't like honey. I'm like, what? Honey's amazing. I love honey. Like honey, sometimes I'll be sitting there eating delicious stuff and I think, damn, I wouldn't have survived back in the day because none of these foods were around. I'd have been screwed. But then I remember that, you know, bread and honey has been around for a while. So I'm like, I could have just survived on bread and honey. I could have gotten by on that alone. Then my total diet, bread and honey.
Oh, I really wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
So you like to be bread, honey? Listen, again, do I need to bring up the fact that your chat logs are going to outlive you? All right? So there's no going back, all right? You can't take that back. No, wait, mod that guy instead. There's so much potential all around here. Hey, Dunk, I've been hiding under your bed for the past while surviving off the socks filled with yummy yogurt. If this isn't your house, then I don't know whose bed I've been hiding under. The fuck? Chat, you guys are getting too wild today. I blame Tito. It's because you guys saw that maggot bread and you were like, oh yeah! You start getting real wild. The maggot bread inspired you guys. Ooh, baby. Do like that. Give me a moment to get everything under control, though. Hey, lay off me. I guess for now, we'll upgrade this in a bit. I mean, this doesn't even need to be 2-frame, but we'll worry about that later. Wow, look at this gold. There we go. Now we can pick this wand up, because we actually need the space.
Friendly reminder: buy local honey and support your local beekeepers. A lot of the honey in supermarkets isn't actually honey or is diluted with corn syrup. A beekeeper.
Oh, from a beekeeper. I was wondering what that last part was. Like, what? A beekeeper. Alright. So then we can incorporate this, but if we do that, we can't do the copy random. I guess we'll just move in this stuff. The damage plus for now. And then we can rotate this bad boy in. Good. Kind of want to steal one of these light shots. Give me some range. But we do lose a little bit of speed. What happens if I throw that there? How insane are we talking?
Spin!
Sure, why not? It doesn't matter. Read me for amazing coffee? Are you familiar with Kopi, what is civet coffee? The coffee bean that is collected from cat shit? I am familiar with the cat shit coffee. I have heard of this. And luckily, I've never been a coffee drinker, so I don't have to question if I've somehow accidentally consumed this at one point in time. Meanwhile, you guys out there drinking literal cat shit, you filthy animals. Come on. Open up. Meat Realm boss, thank you for the reminder. You're a hero. I'm heading down here because we need to grab the orb, but also we can grab one of the tower wands while we're down here too. Win-win. Where are we at stat-wise? I think we're gonna take this and just use it for our telly wand, maybe. The wand of shitness. How dare you hate on this bad boy? I'm trying to decide on which thing I need to build out, because if we want to, we could open up an extra 4 spots for my damage wand, since we're gonna be going into the new game pluses. But then again, I probably also need to rep a lot of different wands here.
Yesterday I bet yes for the 7th time in a row, and I just found out I received a Baka hat for my faith in you.
What? That's a lie. He's lying. Don't believe these lies. Yeah, there's no reason to overthink it. Just do this for now. Actually, you know what kind of sucks? If I do this and slow it down intentionally... Yeah, slowing it down intentionally is enough. Alright, we got 4. Over here.
Alright, well, I wish you guys could see this guy right now. He is drenched in sweat.
Oh, shit. I actually took a good hit right there. Dude.
I bet you he's gonna turn up dead soon.
Jesus Christ. I need to get closer to him. I kept thinking the 1 speed up would be enough that I can hang back, but no, it's like you gotta hug him. Don't need those, obviously. I was just kind of looking at it. The reason we had to kill that boss is that boss does have a curse, and if you don't get rid of that curse, it will carry into the new game pluses, and it makes it where anytime you set foot in a meat realm, it's going to fuck with your health. It's gonna make things bad. Real bad. So we had to get rid of the curse. And I gotta grab one of the orbs. How's Teddy doing? He's doing great. Oh, I got a story for you guys. Cat related. Give me a moment to smack this guy around a little bit. Oh! Okay, so, cat story. So, the night that, you know, the family was all gathering, we had all these, you know, all this stuff go down. It was like, I don't know, like 1 a.m. I was going home, and I was in a parking lot, and, like, way across the parking lot, I could see something kind of moving under the cars, and I was like, is that a cat? And, I remember my mom says it looks kind of like a cat, but it's moving weird. And I thought, yeah, it's moving. It is moving kind of odd. Like, it's just running around. And so, you know, I was going towards my car, and then I was like, that is a cat, I think. And, you know, cats, especially outside, you run into a random cat, there's, like, no chance that you're going to be... It's very difficult to catch a cat outside. They'll just run away from you, right? And it was far away from me. This really far. So I just thought, let's see. And so I kind of just leaned down and go... Come here! And this cat just fucking runs across the whole parking lot like, take me! I was like, oh shit. So it runs across the whole parking lot. Actually, give me a moment. Give me one moment, chat. Hold on. Tell the chat your name. Introduce yourself. Her name apparently is Honey. Oh, come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. But, I'll give you her first full story in a moment. Give Chad a kiss. Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna go put her up. She's very tiny compared to Teddy, isn't she? She's so small. Alright, hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, Chad. Sorry, I had to put her up and she was meowing. Sorry, whew, I'm winded. My gamer gut's getting too big. I was running back and forth. So essentially, Cat just runs up to us across the parking lot. So I was like, oh crap. And it was like late at night. And I was like, oh shit. And so we couldn't leave him. We couldn't leave the little cat. That'd be mean, right? We can't just betray him. Just out in this, they were in a parking lot too. There was no houses nearby. So we take the cat, take him home, take her home. Next day we take her to one of those, a shelter where they can scan to see if she has a chip. And she does have a chip. And they say her name is Honey. And they don't know how old she is. They have no information on her other than it's a girl and her name is Honey. And that the people who put the little chip in her so that they can, you know, tell where she lives, did it only 2 months ago. Well, since then, they've been trying to contact the people. It's been a week now, over a week now, and they just are not responding. Yeah, so we don't know what's going to happen. But if they don't respond, we're going to have to find her a home. And she's super sweet. Oh, shit. Whose house? No, I did not kidnap it. She was in a parking lot. Like, we're talking no nearby houses, parking lot. And, yeah. It's certainly possible they just don't answer random phone numbers. I know I don't. They have an email on there, too. They've been contacted through both, and so far have not responded. And they said it was only 2 months ago. They can't tell you any of the person's personal information whenever they chip an animal. But the lady, whenever she was reading through, she goes, but it's only been 2 months. The cat looks really young. Doesn't it look like a you know, a kitten? I mean, it's like, you know, getting a little bit bigger, but I'm pretty sure it's just a kitten.
Can see this guy right
Not to be dramatic, but I would die for Honey. Congrats on the new cat. Hey, what's up, mini kitty? Well, the problem is Teddy, well, I don't know if it's Teddy doesn't like her or she doesn't like Teddy, but we definitely, because I know you're not supposed to like just introduce, like you get a cat, you don't just like say here you go and like put them next to each other. You're apparently supposed to like slowly acclimate to see if they can, you know, introduce them to each other in small periods of time and stuff. But yeah, the little one does not like Teddy at all and just is hissing like crazy, and then Teddy's looking back like what the fuck, and every once in a while he lets out a hiss. And yeah, so we have them in separate areas where they can't reach each other. But yeah, it's been a whole thing. Like she just hides and lets out like it's just like one constant hiss. Oh shit. No. It is a kitten. If she hiss at some grumpy weirdo like Diddy, jokes aside, a kitten will be very scared. Careful with drawn at the start of a new cat introduced, so I wouldn't worry all, to be honest. Got something with Teddy's scent on it, give it to her, and you get her used to the smell. Yes, so if I pet Teddy and then I go to pet her soon afterwards, she hisses at me. She does not like the smell of Teddy at all. But yeah, she has a little cat tree she's been using that was Teddy's cat tree, one of his smaller ones. So it definitely she definitely has lots of Teddy smells around her. Stinky boy smell. Oh yeah, she was pretty pissed. Like it was funny because because this is probably like the third day we had her, and she doesn't really hiss at us. Like if you pet her, she's always like happy, like kind of dancing around. And I was petting her for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden she gets like a sniff of my hand, and she like freezes, sniffs my hand, and her head just slowly turns and looks at me and then hisses. I was like, I've been petting you for like 5 minutes. What the hell was that about? And because I guess she just finally caught a whiff of Teddy and was like, you son of a bitch. You no good son of a bitch. Yeah, she's a hissing machine. Now that I have your attention, any news on the kitty you found? Did the owners call you? Still haven't heard from them, but I got in contact with a cat rescue place that said that they can, they'll do like kind of like a deep dive into finding out what the hell's going on with the owner and stuff, because the dude on the phone who actually dealt with the cat IDs and stuff didn't seem to know what the hell he was talking about. When I talked to the cat rescue lady, she said, yeah, they're, you know, a lot of them are idiots, was her exact wording. She said, yeah, a lot of them are idiots. And, yeah, because the guy was like, it was weird. It didn't make any sense what he was saying. I was like, are you hearing what you're saying? This doesn't make any sense. Basically, this cat that we found in a parking lot has a chip that if you scan it, they can find out who the owner is. And they only did the chipping of it like 2 months ago. So they haven't been the owner of this cat for very long. The owner is not responding at all to any of the calls or emails sent to them. It's been over a week now. And I said, okay, well, you know, obviously we need to like rehome this cat. So that means that the chip information is going to need to be changed for whoever ends up being the owner. And so I asked the person, I said, okay, well, what's the process like to get it switched over? And he said, well, you have to get the owner's approval. I said, yeah, but they're not responding. So like how long? Is it like a month or whatever? Like at what point can you like just default change it? He said, well, they have to respond. I said, so you're telling me 5 years from now, this person finally responds. And they say, oh yes, I'm the, that is my cat. I own that cat. He said, yeah, then you need to give him the cat. I said, after 5 years, I could take care of this cat, and then they would say that that is my cat, and you said I would need to give it to him? He said, yes. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is ridiculous. It was like, that doesn't make any sense. He goes, yeah, no, I believe that is how it works. Something like that. And then I said, well, I'll see about that. And then I kind of just hung up. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. So then, anyways, when I talked to the rescue lady, she was like, I said, the guy, I didn't say like too much. I said, the guy was being kind of difficult, and he was saying that I proposed the scenario that 5 years could go by, and the person could claim ownership, and I would have to give up the cat. And she said, yeah, and that's what she said. Yeah, they're idiots. And she said, I'll help you figure it out. And I said, well, because the chips, the little microchip they put in like pets, so that if you find a pet out there and you try to go get them scanned to find out where their home is, they don't tell you the owner's home because it's personal information. They can't reveal it. But apparently, if you have like one of these cat rescues or like animal rescues, since they're an official, like, I guess, corporation or whatever, or business, I don't know what the hell you're considered, you can get the information. So the lady goes, oh, I can get the owner's information. I will see where they live, and I'll see what I can do about it. So that's the last thing. Is this lady, this really nice lady, was like, hey, I'm gonna take care of this shit. We'll see. You show us the kitty? If you type !honey, you'll see the clip. I brought her on stream. You want here? For the lazy, we'll show it right here. There you just watch the clip back. There she is. Tell the chat your name. Introduce yourself. That's little Honey. Look at her, she's so cute. Her name apparently is Honey. Oh, come here. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. But I'll give you her first full story in a moment. Give chat a kiss. She may look kind of large right now because I'm holding her closer to the camera, but in general, she's pretty small. I mean, she's not like a baby, like a little kitten, but she's still, you know, kitten-ish.
Kind of seems like you are stealing cats.
Oh yeah, it was in a parking lot.
Smash.
At midnight. I had to take it. Like, I mean, it ran up to me. I couldn't just leave it there in a parking lot. But like, oh, find your life. Good luck, little buddy. And then when I took it to the shelter, and I found out that she had a microchip, I thought, oh, good. You know, we're gonna reunite it with the owner. And this was like this is the second day. And whenever they made the phone call right there, nobody answered. And I said, okay, well, do I just leave her here? And they said, yeah. And I said, what's the process? And they said, well, it's going to stay here for 6 days. And if the owner doesn't respond in 6 days, then she'll be put through like a little test to test her like aggressiveness. And if she fails that test, she will be euthanized. And if she passes it, she'll be put up for adoption for the general population. I said, what? Hold on now. I was like, wait, so 6 days? If they don't respond in 6 days, there's a chance she could be euthanized? And they were like, yeah. And I said, what about if I leave it here so that the owner can come get it? But if they don't show up in 6 days, I'll take her again. And she said, we can't do that. The moment you give us the cat, you've surrendered the cat, and she would have to go through the process to see if she passes that test. And there's nothing you can do about it, whether she passes or fails. And then if she goes to general population for adoption, we can let you know, and you could come back and get her. So then I said, well, what if I just don't give them to you and I just keep it? We know somebody owns this cat. Can they contact me? And she said, yeah, if you give me your number, I can like forward it on to them. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And that's how I ended up with Honey in the garage. I was like, because she's really sweet, so I doubt she would get, you know, I couldn't risk something happening and them like misjudging, like, oh, she's aggressive, because, you know, kittens get scared and stuff. So I was like, ah, fuck, I don't want to risk the chance of her getting euthanized. And then I kept her. The system is insane. I thought so too. My only thinking for why that's logical, they acted like it was really normal, but my only thinking would be like, maybe people would, just in the scenario that nobody comes back to own it, let's say that I'm like determined, I'm not keeping the cat, I'm determined. I could just go back, get the cat, go outside and just release it again. Like, oh, go, be free, be free. And they're like, hey, you know, if you're going to do all that, then, you know, like, we're going to put it through the whole thing and the general population will get a chance to adopt them that you could choose at that moment. But, you know what I mean? It's like, they don't want the scenario of you being like, well, I'm definitely not taking it, but I don't want to risk it being euthanized, so I'll just, you know, release it in the wild or some shit. I have no idea. There's some weird system going on there. There's also liabilities that they have to consider. Yeah, that's for the aggressiveness, was because they said like it has to be so that when they rehome it and stuff, that they know that the people taking it are not at risk. But I was just like looking, she's like tiny. I was like, what the fuck? She's not about to. She's tiny. Is that feral? There's lots of no-kill shelters. Yeah, so that's how I found the lady I talked to now. She's one of those that does like the whole cat rescues and no cats put down, that kind of whole thing. So don't collecting cats like Pokemon. No, I'm not collecting them. Oh, thank you, Wampum. I appreciate you. Yeah. I hope we can get a good situation for Honey, because you know, I just couldn't. I don't know. It would be depressing to be like, you know, taking care of her for a while and then find out something happened. Honestly, I'm a little scared of the owner even taking her at this point. It's like, oh yeah, that's my cat. It's like, where were you for like 2 weeks? The fuck? I didn't know he was missing. I didn't know she was gone. It's like, all right, listen, you shouldn't own a pet. You suck. But if it's like a person, it's like an old person that maybe didn't check, they just don't respond to any phone calls because these days, I don't know for people outside the US, I don't know how it works there, but in the US, scam calls are crazy. Like, they're just all over the place. So much so, here's what's really weird. They go in like waves, these scam calls. And I remember every call's a scam, pretty much. Most people have these settings on like the iPhone where you pretty much just don't, your phone will only ring if it's like a phone number that you already have like entered in. Any other number, it's just like fucking ignore it. It's a scam call. And when COVID happened, back whenever, you know, everything was locking down, was going crazy, it was weird. The scam calls, I remember I used to get them all the time, and then COVID happened, and there was like this 3-week period of 0 scam calls, to the point that I was like, my phone working? Like, somebody call my phone. I gotta check if this thing's working. I'm not getting scam calls. Can't tell if it's, you know, even accepting phone calls anymore. But it was just, but it's, I guess there's so many, because a lot of the scam calls are not coming from the US. They're coming from countries outside of it, because it's financially viable for them to do scam calls and scam people. But when COVID was happening, especially in some countries out there, it was so dangerous that I guess those little call centers were like, you know, they were like, don't come in. India, you could say India. I mean, obviously they're one of them that has massive call centers, but there's several countries that have these scam call centers. I mean, it's a business like any other, right? They're like, hey, if we have this automated system for trying to call people and every 1,000 calls plus they find a sucker to like screw them over. I mean, it's just math at the end of the day. So it's important that I get better systems in place to help people who do get affected by these scam calls to like try to counter that shit. But anyways, my whole point of that whole scam call thing was that the person could be getting calls from random numbers, assuming they're scam calls, so they're not answering those. And I don't think it's unusual. The average person doesn't like check their email daily or even, I don't know, maybe weekly, but nobody checks their email that much. So there is a scenario that maybe they're not like a completely shitty cat owner. They're just like oblivious to like, hey, this is a method that if you lost your cat, they can contact you. But I have drove around in areas looking for like, maybe if they were old school, if they were an older person, they'd put little signs up of like missing cat, but I haven't seen anything. I check my email daily. I mean, I check it all the time too, but I wasn't sure how like the average person, because before I became a content creator, I didn't check it that often. I got a call from a guy claiming to be DunkOrSlam, promised me to make me rich and famous. Is this legit? That's probably legit. Sounds legitimate. If you know your cat is missing, you would answer every call. Again, though, old person, maybe not. Because if you're an old person, like I think of like, how my grandparents were and stuff, where we pretty much told them, if you don't recognize that number, you don't answer that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, don't trust anything. Because otherwise you have to like once a week, they're like, oh, by the way, I Bank of America, I'm on the phone with them. And you're like, what? With who? What? Why? And then you find out it's like, you're about to get scammed. Stop that. Don't answer any calls that are not us. And so they could be a scenario like that, especially because a lot of older people do have like, pets. If the shelter calls, they probably have caller ID. No. Well, no, I don't know if you ever looked into like the phone number stuff, how these scams work, but the numbers are like, I don't know what the word terminology for it, but I always think of it in gaming terms. They usually call it like the spoof the number, so it appears as another number. It's weird. It's weird. Like you can have phone numbers that, oh, it is spoof. So that is the correct term. Okay, I wasn't sure if that, I know in gaming terms they call it spoofing, but I wasn't sure if that's the official. So the phone number that it's claiming to be called from isn't exactly the phone number that is trying to get a hold of you. And so they always, the reason that they spoof these numbers is they make them appear as if they're local calls. So you're getting a scam call that's like, oh, this is like a local call. This is like the, my area. When in reality, it's like, no, that's just a scam call to appear like, hey, it's a number you may recognize. So your local shelter, your local animal shelter is going to fit right in with those spoofed phone numbers. All right, let's move this here. All right, sorry, chat. I'm getting distracted. But point is, don't worry. I'll make you guys proud. We'll find a home for Honey. Worst case, I don't know. I have to build some kind of little animal sanctuary in the house. Hopefully my allergies don't go insane. There we go. There we go.
Lurking in this sweaty
Holy shit, it's loud. A little more reasonable. It was perfect. I'll respond in a moment. It's the full version, by the way.
here any year now. So hold your breath and hop onto some DunkTales. Ooh. Every graveyard shift is game in DunkTales. Ooh. Tales of swearing, rage, and when his luck fails. Ooh. Let's take a spin, might get a win on DunkTales. Ooh. Tales of legend, ball jokes, and good dunk spells. Ooh. Not gamble fans or fam on snails. No DunkTales. Ooh.
There you go. Here's you a dose of DunkTales. All right, let's move this here. All right, sorry, chat. I'm getting distracted. But point is, don't worry. I'll make you guys proud. We'll find a home for Honey. Worst case, I don't know. I have to build some kind of little animal sanctuary in the house. There we go. There we go.
Lurking in this sweaty
Holy shit, it's loud.
here in Dunkville. Moist mobs, monsters,
Little more reasonable.
ages. It's a dunk thrill. Might get a victory. Extend your win streak.
It was perfect.
Every night he's out there screaming DunkTales. Tales of glory, crouches when skill prevails. When it seems he's finally going to play the darn game. Endless yapping never fails. Chainsaws explain. Degens are betting. Come be a swelling. DunkTales.
Oh, I'll respond in a moment.
Self-proclaiming God game moving DunkTales. Tales of stalling, food rats, and good duck spells. Danger ways will find you. Avert your eyes, emotes will blind you. Punch a goon and slide into some DunkTales.
It's the full version, by the way.
DunkTales, got giga brains and sweaty stains. It's DunkTales, Draws in sweat, I'll bet that orange hood smells. Dunkbot 2.0, gonna be here any year now. So hold your breath and hop onto some DunkTales. Every graveyard shift is game in DunkTales. Tales of swearing, rage, and when his luck fails. Let's take a spin, might get a win on DunkTales. Tales of legend, ball jokes, and good dunk spells. Not gamble fans or fam on snails. No DunkTales.
There you go. Here's you a dose of DunkTales. We were talking about spoofing and shit, and I saw Trask go, "Yeah, I do something called boofing," and then, damn it, I don't know who it was. Who it was goes, "Boofing is when you put drugs in your ass," and then he goes, "Correct." That was the exchange I was seeing in the chat while you guys are all just fucking bopping along to DunkTales, like, "Oh yeah," and then he's like, "What the fuck is going on in there?" You guys are all some of you guys are getting sidetracked. Focus up. We're just having good, wholesome times with DunkTales. How many parallel worlds are there? Infinite or just one? Infinite. I mean, eventually your computer's gonna, like, the engine's gonna freak out and all that shit, but in theory, infinite. The Noita devs have their own way that they kind of approach things. A lot of games, they put restrictions on stuff. And they do that for good reason. They try to make sure that, like, if you go too crazy, you know, the game would like, crash. The Noita devs, when they approach stuff, and they said, like, oh, but if you go to too many parallel worlds, maybe your game starts to crash or have issues. And they were like, fuck it. Then that's what happens. They didn't put the restrictions in place. They said players will just have to learn at what point they can push the game to until it starts to crash. And then to say, okay, don't go any further than that. 512 is brought up because if you were to walk parallel world to parallel world, or like kind of like slowly move through them.
Boofing is good enough for a Supreme Court justice. It is good enough for me.
Okay. If you're going from parallel world to parallel world like one at a time, I think it stops as like an invisible wall at 512. That's not one that's put there by the devs. It's just like the engine essentially being like fucking up and not being able to load more parallel worlds, some funkiness like that. But there are parallel world wands that actually allow you to jump very far distances. Think of it like a teleport, just like this. Like how I'm jumping forward, but taking to the extreme. And you can teleport 10 parallel worlds, 100 parallel worlds. People have designed parallel world wands to jump potentially like 1,000+ worlds in a single cast. Like you just cast it one time, boom, 1,000 parallel worlds. So that's why it can be a little tricky when somebody says like, what's the max? Because it's like, well, you know, there kind of is no max if you're willing to do that like super far jumps at once. But if you're going one world at a time, apparently you'll hit 512 and your game's going to be like, you know, fuck you. There it goes. Oh, there, Kubi says quadrillions of parallel worlds, if I remember correctly. But there were lots of zeros. You didn't count every one of them, Kubi? How dare you?
I'm convinced DunkBot 2 is just a myth DunkTales scammed chatters to give them hope for a better future when their right command is dropped by Twitch.
All right. What? Not true, Kaga. By the way, Kubi, we were reading through some of your guys' messages, you and Lim and them, talking about some of those crazy wands that you guys are designing up, and dude, that shit is wild. I hope you guys keep cooking up stuff there, Kubi, because it's crazy to think that you guys have gotten to where you have, and just a little bit further, and next thing you know, you guys will have a wand designed where we can maybe do like a greater chest orb in a single day. That would be amazing. Finding a greater chest orb in one day, no website, no mods. That's the dream. Babas, you did the same. They don't limit what you can do with the game logic and conditionals. If it crashes, it crashes. Yeah. So that's I believe it. I believe it because I like that approach. I get it why not all devs approach it that way, but I don't know. I like it where they're just like, fuck it. Send it. What pillars are you going for this run? We had to get an orb, which we did. That was an easy pillar. We had to kill the dragon boss. That was also an easy pillar. And then we ended up getting new game plus. So I was like, oh shit, that's the last one we need to do is get to new game +3. One day, you say, so 24 hours. If there is a good enough wand that these guys theory craft up that they say on average should take roughly 24 hours to find a greater chest orb, I may do that. I would say, you know what? I think it could be worth it just so I could be able to officially say that I've gotten a greater chest orb, you know, organically without a website, without mods. That'd be a cool thing to be able to say I've done. We'll see. Organically, I mean, it's still organic. They're doing it within the rules of Noita. They're building wands from the spells that is there. Dunk has Fury Envy, dude. I would love to have gotten an orb from a great chest. I've always said that I wanted to be, you know, because Fury even at one point made a video talking about how he thought there would be a way eventually discovered how to get a greater chest orb, but he thought it was because there was some secret in the game that was undiscovered. There could still be, we don't know. But I remember whenever he did that, I was like, I hope that it's discovered one day, because I do think it kind of sucks having to be like using an outside website and all that kind of stuff. But then he went and found one just straight up out of a chest, and it's like, what the fuck? Right now what I'm doing is kind of just beefing up a little bit before the new game pluses. Just a tiny bit. I don't need to go like insane. Oh, I could show you guys the so like here, trick blood money. We grab this perk, then we put homing here. Oh, we dropped the mushroom, didn't we? Damn it, I was gonna show the mushroom how it drops the, oh no, it's right here. I didn't drop it. It's here. It's alive. All right, so we shoot the mushroom out. And see, we look where they died, and you'll see that it's almost always blood money. Well, not the best way to show it as I burn all my health away. There you go. See, the little nuggets heal you. So this is a method you could use to try to heal up your character if you're feeling brave. You probably need to approach it in a way that each little nugget you approach cautiously, since, you know, they're so deadly. It's not 100% blood money drop, but given the way that the mushroom works, it's highly likely. See, there we go. Back to full health. Just some prickly spore pod shenanigans.
I like it.
You think you have bingo, Cobalt? Let's see. DM payload. Okay, that counts. I'll count that. Yep. Enters fungals. Yep. Imitates a chat sound. Me imitate a chat sound? Let me think. Oh, the wedding one. Shit, I did on that one, didn't I? I did. I'm a sucker. Ooh, baby. Look at that. That's why we did one little parallel world check before I went moving forward, because this will make healing so easy on us. So brain dead. We just kind of do our thing. It's pretty. Get better Greek letters for Circle of Vigor. That's not a bad idea, actually. I like it. Let me just clear out the zone, and then we'll do an alchemist kill, and then we'll go to New Game Plus. We'll start heading for New Game Plus. Gotta have that melee immunity. Oh, and we'll get the no more shuffle, I guess. I don't really know. None of this is really needed. I've noticed that when you use a spell with Greek letters, when the spell runs out of charges, the wand stops working until you deselect and move back. Like it needs to update and remember the letters or something. Why is the behavior different, and could it ever be useful for anything? I'm sure there's a scenario it could maybe be useful, but yes, you're 100% right. That is how it works. For example, let me reset the charges. So right now I have Tau and I have the Circle of Vigor. So I'm casting it, so both charges are used up. So now it's no longer, I'm still spamming it, but it's not firing it. So what you have to do is you either swap away from your wand, or you can even open the menu for a second, close it, and then it starts working. I'm trying to think, there's certainly some really, you know, very specific scenarios that could be helpful. I'd have to think for a little bit on it. But in general, no. Most of the time, if anything, that kills more players than anything. Because you'll see it happen with the black holes quite a bit, where a person has accidentally grabbed something that gives them charges, and they'll be traveling along in like lava or some shit, and as they're in the middle of doing their like digging, they shoot that charge of black hole, and they just it stops digging, and they fall into lava, and they are expecting the black hole to have, like, you know, lava to blood, and because it's not firing off, it's not protecting them, so they're just swimming in lava for a moment, and yeah, it just leads to like a freak out. Or like if you combine the Circle of Vigor with a Telly wand, that happens too, where they're just telling along, Circle of Vigor stops healing them, and boom, next thing you know, they're dead before they realize what even happened. What happens if you put the Divide By on the Circle of Vigor? We won't get anything. Divide By can cast more of the projectiles, so like you can get... where's a good visual for this? Ooh. So if I were to put Divide By on something like the Fee here, we should get some... Actually, I don't know if we'll get a good visual out of this. Let me slow this down. Yeah, you see that? You see how we're getting all these extra white holes and black holes and all that kind of stuff? That's because the Divide By is dividing the Fee, and the Fee then copies stuff. But if you were to do that on the Circle of Vigor, it's actually not exciting, pretty much at all. I mean, you can tell that there's more of them, but it doesn't heal better. It's not like, oh, now it's super healing. The Circle of Vigor is more of like an on and off switch. Whether you have 100 of them stacked on your character or one, it already is flipped into the on mode, into the healing mode, and then once that status effect ends, which is after a couple seconds, it then goes into off mode. And if you actually want to get the most out of your Circle of Vigor, the way you do it is that before the Circle of Vigor dies off, if you actually make sure to be like kind of touching the Circle of Vigor, it hits you with a second burst of healing. So for example, in this scenario here, I'm getting healed. You see green sparkles on my character. The green sparkles are gone, but the heal was still there for a moment. Now watch this. I touch it, I have the green sparkles, and then I'm gonna touch it again, and as this disappears, well, I kind of did a bad job with that, hold on. Let's see if I can. As it disappears, you see I still have the green sparkles for a moment afterwards. That's like, basically it reapplied the status effect before it disappeared. Circle of Vigor applies a status effect that heals you, and that timer is slightly shorter than the lifetime of the Circle of Vigor. So that's why you have this weird kind of misalignment that if you know how to take advantage of it, it can be helpful. In this scenario, that doesn't matter. You wouldn't be like, ooh, I need that extra healing. It's like you have infinite Circle of Vigors. Why would you give a shit about the extra little healing? But sometimes you only have 2 charges of the Circle of Vigor, and that's where it matters that you get as much juice, as much healing out of it as you can whenever you have a very limited charges going on. How does the spark with double trigger work? Does the double trigger just cast, just work as a 2-time spell cast? Yeah, just think of it as a spark trigger with a double right after it. So in the scenario that if I was to remove this and add this, this one fires off 1 group, which I have all the multicast to make this is all 1 group. While this fires off is the same thing, like I said, as a little double being hidden right here in front of it. And since there's a little double hidden right in front of it, that means that I need 1 more spell. So now it's complete. If I did like this, actually you probably won't notice too big of, yeah, it's not gonna notice too big of a difference because it happens to be set up in such a way that the miscount is not gonna be a big deal. I guess you could remove this and this to make it a little more obvious. Yeah. So in this scenario, this is off by 1. So this is good. Then here, it's off by 1 because this is a double trigger. So add your extra spell on there. And now it's back to being fast. This is where that double trigger can cause a big difference if you don't count it out correctly. What's happening here? Does the divide by multiply the mana costs like the placates? No, I don't believe so. I'm trying to remember how it all works. You gotta remember that the divide by, it only should count the cost of its original self. Actually, I gotta remember how that works, because like there is the divide by on the Omega, and I'm like, wait, does that? Divide by on regular spells should only be the cost of the divide by. I can't remember if there's something with the divide by on a certain Greek letters, if that can still apply. Lethallia says any copy of a spell is free, does not cost mana. There you go. Well, don't say any copy of, because remember the placates are kind of like copies of, and they do cost in that scenario. But in the divide by scenario, yeah. Apparently even with the Greek letters, I guess. Placates don't copy, they just add projectiles. Okay, well, at that point you're talking about like on an engine level, right? Because that should mean is there a difference to the actual player? Copying a spell is very different from what placates do. I'm saying
incredible salmon that money can buy.
If I put a placate next to a spark bolt and I put a divide by next to a spark bolt and I fire, like in both scenarios I fire it and you're just watching, like you don't know the spells that are involved, is there a difference between the two? Like would you be like, oh, that's a placate version? Obviously, the divide by minuses damage and things like that, but I'm saying like in terms of the actual projectile. With the divide bys, you get the crit chance. With the placates, you do not. Okay, so that could factor in actually. That's Same as add trigger on spark bolt, no crit chance. The placate copies the related projectile, where divide by copies the entire function. Okay, I gotcha. I guess I was trying to think of how, like, in terms of whenever you're actually playing the game and you don't understand on like you know, if you don't dig into the code, how you would quickly justify, like how you would quickly recognize such a thing. But the reality is, I guess you could off the crits, if you were like seeing it saying crit like crazy, like clearly the crits are carrying over from the Spark Bolt, and this is applying to all of them. That's, yeah, I guess that's about it. So Deadly Heal's kind of a weird one. We're not going to need it right now because we have Circle of Vigor. But remember earlier when I was talking about how like the heal effect is kind of like an on and off switch? The Deadly Heal's heal effect can stack. I forget what the amount is. It used to be infinite, but they limited it at some point, I think, because of like lag and shit, where you can stack like, I don't know, 8 times. But because it's percent healing, basically, if you apply this effect, this heal effect multiple times with it's 6 times. Blue Eye says you could have like 1 billion HP, and you hit yourself with this like a piercing deadly heal, and your health bar will just boom, insta full health. That's the one advantage of the deadly heal, and why sometimes you'll see people using it in like late game builds. But in general, I like to stick with the Circle of Vigor. It's simple, it's easy. Don't really have to think about it too much. Oh, there we go. This is what I was wanting. Some kind of really big damage boost so that I can go full brain dead mode in the new game pluses and hopefully still get by. I like it. Alright. Good. I guess you could do some kind of eat your vegetables scenario too. That could work, but nah. We got that. Speed up our wands. Actually, we do not want to speed them up. I don't want to deal with my Telly wand getting too wild. What's the weirdest way you can heal yourself? The weirdest way? I think what would constitute something weird. Because there's an exploit where you can cause damage to heal you. I don't know if that's necessarily like the weirdest. Making tentacles heal you is the weirdest. I mean, that is true. That is the weakening exploit, but basically what Womp is talking about is you can use one of the weakening curses, specifically this one here, Weakening Curse Melee. There's an exploit in the game for any of these weakening curses that if you take that damage type and you use one of the enemies in the game, you can like mess with your player's resistances, and you can actually make your player so resistant. Like if I am like 200% resistant, it gets to the point where not only do I resist all the damage, but I resist so much damage that it actually heals me. It actually becomes where it becomes like that damage type is a healing type to you. You can make it where tentacles, when they hit you, because they're melee attacks, because you've misaligned your resistances so much, the tentacles will actually heal your character. So that's pretty funky. But I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're talking about when you say weird. If you're that in terms of like degenerate weird, yeah, that one probably qualifies as the most, which is, like we said, was just the exploit healing. But if we're talking about like a really roundabout kind of like chain of events where you're like, damn, that's a lot of work to get a heal, but it gets the job done. I've told the story several times, but I had a guy message me one time and was like, I have a method that is foolproof that you can get infinite healing in the first zone always. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And honestly, I don't even know if I responded to the person at the time, because I remember thinking, this dude is, I mean, he's correct, but he's high as fuck. Like, damn it, he's right, but God, this is insane. And his idea was, you basically make yourself some homemade unstable polymorphine, which is not a very hard material to make in Noita. So you make unstable polymorphine, and then you are now limited. Whenever you use unstable polymorphine, it polymorphs you only into hiisi creatures. So once you have that set up and you know you're only going to turn into hiisi creatures, you then head on over to, let me pull up the map real fast. You head on over, you're in the first zone. You use the ingredients in the first zone, you make the unstable polymorphine. Once you have the unstable polymorphine, you go through the dark cave and you pop out on this side here. There's a common enemy in this zone that is this guy right here. The way this mage works is when you shoot a projectile near him, he copies it. He's the copy mage, and he shoots it back at you. So the idea was you go into this area, which is very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend you doing this. You probably get yourself killed trying this, but he is technically correct that you could do it, where you go in here and you find a spot and you start polying yourself over and over until you turn into a healer. Since it's a very small pool of enemies, it's just a matter of time until you'll get the healer. Because you can if you're using unstable polymorphine, you can do that an infinite amount of times. It's not like chaotic polymorphine. Chaotic poly is where you can only do like 50 or so attempts, and then you have a chance of getting stuck. I forget the amount. You can get stuck as the creature. Is it 90? Limited 90? 90 sounds really high. Yeah, I forget it. But yeah, so basically, unstable polymorphine, you keep using it over and over and over. You turn into a healer. Okay, you're a healer now. Whenever you're the healer creature, you really quickly run over to this guy, shoot your heal at this guy. This dude will see the heal go near him, and he'll copy it. Then your unstable polymorphine will run out. It will expire after, like, I don't know, 16 seconds, like 20 seconds, whatever it is. You turn back into the player. This guy will see you as the player and will shoot the heals at you. You've now come up with a method to infinitely heal in the first zone, even though it is very, very insane and risky. Oh, true. That is a weirder method. Somebody just brought it up. You're right, chat. Kurglo is 100% right. He says nobody's talking about pissing on the ground for some helium as the weirdest way to heal. Noita has desensitized us, Kurglo. You know what? I put aside all my answers that I was saying out there. He's right. This one is the weirdest. There is a spell in the game called Touch of Ground. We actually ran into it in this run today. Touch of Ground or Touch of Grass will make this thing called Holy Ground. Holy ground is a material that expires actually very quickly. But if you put urine, if you piss on the holy ground, or is it divine ground? Divine ground? What's the name of it, chat? I think it's divine ground. You put piss on the divine ground, and it actually creates a green gas called helium, and that is a way to heal your character. So there you go. That one qualifies as the weirdest. And I am jumping into the portal. I'm doing it. We are going to New Game Plus. It's time. I had no idea about that one. The funny thing is, that is actually one of the things, because people talk about, you know, you learn things that a lot of Noita players, a lot of us at least that hang out on like Twitch and stuff, learn it through community, right? People talk about strategies, all that kind of stuff. But the helium, you know, the pissing method for heals is actually something that I'm sure there are several people in the Noita community that uncovered that on their own organically, because it is one of the few things they gave you a hint at. And some of you guys out there are insane enough that probably pieced together the hint. I would have never pieced it together, but if you want to see the hint, let me show you. I'm not going to go through the whole quest. I don't want to do the whole side quest, but I will pull up the tablet. Those who attain the fruit of the house above the triadic tomb shall hold this truth. The holiest ground is most fertile when touched by our water. So don't worry about the first part. Just this last part. The holiest ground is most fertile when touched by our water. Holiest ground is that divine dirt, the divine ground, whatever the hell it's called, and created by the touch of spell, which is again a spell that we saw earlier today. So today's daily run, it's not that hard to get. This one right here, touch of grass. So touch of grass makes this. And then our water means urine, like piss. So piss on the ground, you create healing. All right, it's time. Press E to enter New Game Plus. And here we are. We got to start preparing for New Game Plus Plus. And remember, each New Game Plus needs one more orb than the last one. That's going to be fun for us. Go here. Hold on 1 second, chat. Alright, sorry about that, chat. It's getting to that time of the day where the house is waking up. The home's waking up. It's currently 7:02 a.m. here in Texas, so we still got a little ways left to go in this run, though, so I better pick up the pace. Oh, shit. So right now, we are looking for an orb. So the orb in New Game Plus, they can... Some of the orbs, a couple of them are in a very predictable spot. Oh, we never got fire immunity, did we? Oh, shit. Ruh-roh. Anyways, some of the orbs are in predictable spots, but most of them are in a random spot within a zone. So we are moving around within the zone that they can spawn, but we don't know exactly where it did spawn. So that's why I'm looking right now. I'm just like, hey, orb, where are you? Oh, I will find it. Don't you worry. Even if I have to go through every pixel in this zone, damn it. I think there's like a small portion of... Oh, I never killed the alchemist to get easier Greek letters. Oh, well. But if I find the orb spot, then I know that it will also be in the exact same spot in Parallel Worlds as well. For this current New Game Plus. And then if I go to another New Game Plus, which I will, it will move again. And it will just keep moving. It could be, I think it's like one layer down into this area. Ooh, ooh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was right there, hiding on the edge. Alright, that would be number 3. So, just gotta keep in mind on where that spot was. Let me go directly up if I can. Looks like it was, yeah, aligned to the left side. I'm too directionally challenged to do this without guiding powder. I'm that way too, Womp. I need guiding powder. You should see Vex, though. Vex, man, he's got, like, all of the zones memorized. I think Yolk is at that point, too, though, because he's done a lot of, some of the... In the early days, like, he was focused on, like, a lot of the shorter runs, but these days he's done a lot of the longer runs, and I think some of them include some New Game Plus world record speedruns that he has. So I think he's probably started to memorize their spawn zones pretty well. Probably, I would assume. Vex has a built-in Navi system. I mean, he does a good job. Like, he finds those orbs super quick. And on random seeds, too. Like, at random seed, he just fucking goes. And he gets them pretty fast. Have you ever gone to a Parallel World 500 plus? Might be a cool idea to run to explore the engine glitches. I think the furthest we've ever gone to is, like, in the hundreds. I don't think we've gone beyond that. Just because the game can get pretty unstable and a pain in the ass and stuff. Oh, I went way past where I needed to go. Okay, so we're going to grab this. You know what I just realized? Is we're going to be going to New Game Plus. We do not have Saving Grace. We have Ambrosia. Is the only thing that's going to protect us from these cursed orbs. These cursed orbs that are in Parallel Worlds is cursed hearts, I should say. Right now, they hurt. Oh, fuck. I did not mean to grab that just now. But as you can see, they hurt, but nothing that's like too extreme. But if you do it without healing, this can hurt. This will chip away at you until it potentially kills you, or at least, you know, gets you below the threshold so that it doesn't hurt you anymore. But once you're in New Game Plus 4, which we're going to Plus 3, New Game Plus 4, if you grab one of those cursed hearts like I accidentally just did, you could have 1,000,000 HP. You can have 1,000,000,000 HP. It will insta-kill you in one tap. The only thing that can save you is things like Saving Grace, Extra Life, or if you had Glass Cannon, that can also protect you because it doesn't allow the Cursed Heart effect to affect you. Is it possible to cheese it with Saving Grace and Healing to trigger Saving Grace constantly? Is it possible to cheese it with Saving Grace and Healing to trigger Saving Grace constantly? Wait, what was he talking about again? To cheese the curse? So the way the curse works is the curse will not keep hitting you once you drop below like 5% health. I think it's 5%. It's some low percent health. So then you may be saying, well, then why do I have to worry about it killing me if it doesn't tick after 5% of health? Think of it like this. It's like a true false scenario. Like if your health is currently above 5%, then it will be allowed to hurt you. And he says, okay, well, how much damage is it going to do to me? If it says 100% of your health, it's like, well, shit, it's going to insta me. So in the scenario of Saving Grace, it only needs to proc one time. So it tries to insta you, Saving Grace saves you, and then from there, it doesn't hurt you again unless you push your health above that 5% threshold. So that's what makes Saving Grace so powerful, because it can save you repeatedly over and over. So in the scenario of like Saving Grace helping you, you could just spam the heals because it'll just like, yeah, it would heal you up above it again, and it would try to damage you again. Saving Grace would save you and just keep going back and forth. But you really just needed to save you once to keep you safe. This, yeah, there we go. It's not ongoing, it stops after a while. Yeah, it does give up. So, for example, well, first off, right now we'll just avoid this. I'm kind of afraid to show you on some of the later ones, though. It's gonna be spicy. The percent damage that it's doing scales up with each New Game Plus. That's the idea. So once you hit New Game Plus 4, that percent is 100% or over 100%, which is why it doesn't matter how much health you have, it's not gonna save you. So you're like, oh, you have 7 billion health. Well, 100% of 7 billion is still 7 billion. So you're just going to get insta'd. But up till then, though, like New Game Plus, the ticks are going to hurt, but it won't be a one-shot. It won't be an insta. So there may be the scenario that it hurts you, leaves you above, gives you a little bit of health left. You have a tiny bit of health, but you're below the 5% threshold, so it doesn't tick again. There's also the scenario that it hurts you. Your health is above 5%, so it tries to tick again, and that will kill you. So that's what I'm a little bit afraid of going forward right now. Hey, Handsome, can you explain why people so struggle with 34 orbs while you can farm them infinitely in parallel worlds? The rules for the orbs are that you really only have the main world, the east one, and west one. No, I don't want to say east one. You have the main world, east, and west. So what that means is all of the east worlds, which are infinite or whatever, they're all connected. If you grab, in one of the east worlds, you grab the orb on top of the mountain, or on top of the, let's say on top of the pyramid. There's an orb sitting there. Yeah. So you pick it up. East pyramid orb, you pick it up. Then you head to another east parallel world, and you walk up to that pyramid orb, and you try to pick it up. It's not going to let you.
Fear the moist mob.
Even in the scenario that you can kind of bug it out and trick the game and allow you to pick it up, it will not add +1 to your orbs collected. That is because it is labeled East Pyramid Orb. All of the East Pyramid orbs are going to have that same label, and so it doesn't add 1 to it. So that's why when you do the orb math, you say all of the main orbs in the main world, all the orbs in the east world, and all the orbs in the west world, and you add those together, and you end up at 33. 11, 11, 11. 33 orbs. Now, where you collect those orbs is fine. You could go to East 30 and then start collecting your orbs there. That's fine, but you will have collected it for all of the east worlds. It doesn't matter which east world you're in. Do orbs get duped? They can get duped. The issue is, though, you're also going to dupe their label. So, again, if you dupe the Pyramid East Orb, you're like, oh, I have more Pyramid East Orbs. That's the same thing as just going to a parallel world where there's another East Orb. But where it can get interesting is that in the regular world in Noita... So this is the regular world in Noita. In the regular world in Noita, there are... there's 31 orbs. And you say, how's that? There's 11 in the main world. Shouldn't there be 11 in the east and the west? And that's because every other orb is mirrored perfectly except for this orb here. The Lava Lake orb, if you head to one of the parallel worlds and you look for the Lava Lake orb, it's missing. There's a chunk missing. So what you could do using one of the duping techniques, you could technically dupe this orb So it'd be you'd have multiple of the main lava lake orb. Don't pick it up yet. Well, you can pick up the main one, I guess, but leave the duped ones. Carry the duped orb over to a parallel world. The moment it enters this parallel world, you lay it down, and then you can either close your game, reopen, or just walk away from it. Walk far enough away that it unloads it, so that whenever you walk back over to it and it loads it in, it says, oh, this is the lava lake orb. And you say, well, what world does it belong to? And it's like, we're in the east world, so it must be the east lava lake orb. So you actually will have spawned in this orb. You've like tricked the game to give you an orb that's not supposed to be in this world. So that's how you can do a 33 orb run in the regular world without going to New Game Plus. But again, you have to do the jank, you know, duping and all that, which is a whole other thing. What label has the orb in the Great Treasure Chest via Noita Orb Atlas? What label has the orb? It's just called, it's just the Great Treasure Chest orb. It's the orb that you get out of a Great Treasure Chest. So if you get one of them, you could technically dupe that, carry it to the east and the west, and it would be an East Great Treasure Chest orb, main Great Treasure Chest orb, and then a west one. Yeah, like it is the Great Treasure Chest orb has its own ID, which is why if you ever, let's pretend that somehow somebody discovered an orb that nobody knew about and said, oh my god, here's a new orb that nobody's ever seen. Well, you pretty much just discovered 3 orbs, because if that's an orb that's never been grabbed before, then that means you could dupe it and then carry it to those parallel worlds if it didn't already exist there, and you would now be able to get it there as well. So that's why it tends to go up in groups of 3. With that said, don't get your hopes up on that. It's unlikely that anything like that exists, because you would think somebody would have data mined that up long ago, that there's some super top secret orb that somehow has gone unnoticed. That would be wild. But in Noita, you never say never. Fire immunity, I needed that as I was on fire. Does duping affect liquids or just items? I believe it affects the liquids as well. I mean, obviously if you have it in a flask, it affects that, but the terrain gets duped. I guess I never really paid too much attention to the liquids in the terrain. I feel like they get duped as well, but the problem is they're going to be layered on top of each other, so I don't know how it resolves that issue. I'm moving a bit cautiously because it's not unreasonable to run into some poly mages or some nonsense, you know. Double shields. Why not? Phasing. Why not? If you can dupe the Lava Lake Orb and Great Chest Orbs, so you have 4 orbs extra, but Kolmi can be buffed up to 64. Where people farm? Oh yeah. Indoor Cats explain it. Each New Game Plus considers is a hidden orb. So if you actually did the math, the max New Game Plus is the game will let you get to. Like there's like a hard coded ceiling, I believe, is New Game Plus 28. So then you collect 36 orbs while you're in New Game Plus 28. So New Game Plus 28, 36 orbs. That's how you get to the 64 orb boss, because each New Game Plus adds in the secret orb. Or like it doesn't really call it a secret orb, but the boss's health bar it acts like it was given an extra orb with each New Game Plus. In fact, if we were to fight, we're about to fight Kolmi in just a bit. We have 6 orbs, but we're in New Game Plus 1. So the boss we're about to fight, if you look him up, let's see. Kolmi, where are you? So at first glance, you would think, okay, 6 orbs. You would think it's going to be here, but because we're in New Game Plus 1, the boss should actually have 11,741 health. So we'll find out in just a moment, as long as I don't get myself killed while I'm heading down. Let's see if it's true. Grab that, check that stuff out. Yes, I'll grab the extra health. Tank us up a bit. There's phasing on that, but I don't think we need phasing. Hopefully not. Surely we won't. Oh yeah, notice that the enemies are starting to drop good amounts of gold now. That's because the more health that an enemy has, the more gold they're gonna drop. And in New Game Pluses, they'll give more health to some of these enemies, or a lot of these enemies actually. So more health, more gold, and you'll see that in a bit whenever we get to another New Game Plus, it'll be even more gold than this. The thing that I want to see right now is probably Saving Grace. I am a bit nervous about these later New Game Pluses. I need it to not kill me. Damn, it just keeps trying to offer me more shields. Shields and HP. Apparently that's what the game wants us to take. Alright, remember, like we said, 6 orbs, 7,414 health, but we're in New Game +1, so 11,741 health. So we should see 11,000, if this is all correct. 11,741. The math adds up. Oops, I kind of fired a little bit much into that. A little bit crazy. And the reason we gathered 6 orbs is because it was 5 orbs to get to the first New Game Plus. So then it's 6 orbs to get to New Game Plus. And now we're going to start hunting for how to have melee immunity. So not exactly worried. Yeah, so we're going to need to go to New Game Plus, and then from there we need to collect 7 orbs. Oh yeah, one thing that's interesting that we talked about recently, but I won't go too much ranting on right now. Just notice that it says location, Snowy Depths. That's not too surprising, right? Like, this is Snowy Depths. That makes sense. That makes sense. We're in Snowy Depths. Then we go in here. And it says location, hiisi base, right? This is all expected. You're like, yeah, of course, we're in the hiisi base. Of course it's going to say that. Well, watch this. Please hold. Press E to enter New Game Plus. So we press E. Rise the gods look the other way. We're in New Game Plus. We grab up our orb. And then if we enter down here, now when you look at this, you'd be like, oh, you've entered the mines or the collapse mines or what, you know, whatever. And it says location tower. You're like, well, that's weird. And then you head down a little further. Hopefully I don't get polymorphed while I'm doing this. It would not be that crazy or far-fetched for that to happen because it is dangerous. Saving Grace. I wanted that. Thank you. Watch this. They're like, oh, the coal pits. I recognize this place. Location tower. These are all tower versions of the zones that we know. Like they're like the regular zones, but tower versions of them. And because they're tower versions, apparently when a treasure chest spawns, oh shit, when a treasure chest spawns in the tower, it doesn't have the normal odds of being because the normal odds for a great treasure chest are 1 in 1,000. But whenever you're in the tower and a treasure chest spawns, it's 1 in 50. Those odds get way better. And that's why, like, was a couple weeks ago, we did a run. Vex convinced us to try this run out that he said was pretty awesome. And it turned out he was not wrong. It was really awesome. And we were able to find, you know, naturally, like, you know, 20 or 30 great treasure chests because of using the fact that New Game Plus aligns with the tower. And so you can just spawn in tons of chests in there, going to parallel worlds, and yeah, you get tons of great treasure chests. It was pretty neat. I fell asleep. What are we up to? We are currently in New Game Plus. We still need to go to 1 more New Game Plus, and then from there, lock in a win in that world. So I'm a little bit scared, because everything, each New Game Plus, enemies get deadlier. Damage scales up. Luckily, we have a lot of immunity, so that feels good. But at the same time, I feel like I'm just gonna find myself in some kind of trap. Oh, shit. No, I'm all the way back up here. I'm gonna find myself in like sandwiched between some really deadly enemies that just pump me for 3,000 damage. I'm like, well, instant. Hopefully saving grace will save us in that moment. We're looking for that orb that I told you that moves around in this area, because it was located right around. Oh wow, it stayed a pretty similar spot. It actually didn't move very far. Each new game plus, it is eligible to move though, so don't always expect it to be so similar. Each new game plus is going to get crazier. But this should be the last one we have to get from down there, really. Because the next new game plus, I don't need to farm any orbs. We just need to survive. Could you generate more than one extra, or by using different treasure chests to get much higher chances than 34? Wait, what was that? You generate more than one extra, or by using different treasure chests, get much higher than 34. So remember what I explained earlier about the labels. It's not about the orb itself. Like sometimes you get focused on the fact that like it's an orb sitting there. You're like, oh shit, there's an orb. But it's about the label that's attached to that orb. So if you open a greater treasure chest and an orb falls out, that's called a main, like if you do it right now in the main world, it'll be a main world, you know, great treasure chest orb. If you open that chest in the same spot 100 times, they all have that same label. So you pick, whether you pick up one of them or all of them, it's only going to count as one up here in the corner. What you need to do is find ways to change the label, which is where you can pick one up, carry it to a parallel world, set it down. That's how you can change the label to say East Greater Treasure Chest World. It's like, oh, that's a different label. So now it does count as +1. As far as we know, there's only main world, East world, West world. These are the only like 3 label types essentially. Yeah, exactly. Got to have a way to be like a unique, like a different source. With that said, people discover stuff that I never thought was possible. So maybe one day they'll be like, we found a way to make a new label, and you can add on. Let's say that you are only able to find one new label. Let's say they called it, I don't know, the sky label. So now there's a sky label for all the orbs. What that would mean is it adds in a sky version of every orb that we know to exist. So 11 of the main world orbs all would have a sky version. Even if they didn't spawn up there, you could carry them up there to move to get the label from the sky. And then you'd have the greater treasure chest orb. So in a way, any new like label category means 12 extra orbs added to the total. That's never happened. You know, there's never been any discovery that large. There has been minor discoveries through the years. In fact, whenever I was you know, learning my, learning how to Noita and the whole community, because Noita was new to everybody, and it was thought at one point, or for many months actually, probably about 6 months, it was thought that the 31 orb boss was actually the strongest boss in the entire game. That's what everybody was pretty confident about, that at 31 orbs. I had never fought a 31 orb. You know, this was some of the people that did the deep Noita science. They were trying to push the boundaries of what was possible, and they said 31 orbs, there's no way to get more. And so I remember my chat asking all the time back then, will you do a 31 orb run, please, please? And so eventually one day I give into it. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do a 31 orb. I think we may have did it for one of the win amounts, but I gave in. I said we're gonna do it, and we did. We did the 31 orb boss, and literally the next week some of those crazy, you know, Noita scientists were like, hold up, there's a way to get to 33. And that was where they found out whenever you go into New Game Pluses, there was actually a chance. Back then it was different. There was a chance that the world terrain would spawn in such a way that you could get those orbs that we previously thought were missing. So each New Game Plus had a chance for the terrain to spawn in a way. Well, eventually the dev said, you know what? Fuck that chance thing. Let's just make it where it's consistent, and you can always, the regular world 31, but whenever you go to New Game Plus, you can always get to 33. Something like that. Let me put a little bit in, bro. You know, just to play it safe. Oh, where am I? Okay, I didn't move at all. That was a terrible job. Well, now we chill. Actually, let's let one tick happen. I just want to see how much the one tick will do. Come on, dry. Ooh, look at that. Oh! Yeah, so we're not currently at like, hey, you're completely fucked levels, but it is scary. Vial says the 31 orb run was between 500 and 600 wins. Whew, we were pretty deep in our Noita days. But obviously, you know, back then the standards for wands and stuff were pretty different too. Like, the ad mana didn't exist in those days. Ad manas didn't exist. We didn't even fully understand how to utilize chainsaws as much as we do these days. And, you know, we were still little cavemen. 31 orbs was scary, all right? Believe me, it was scary stuff. These days, people laugh at the 31 orb boss. But he was scary. The tooltips were definitely much worse. The tooltips were quite silly back then. Still are not perfect, but definitely much better than they were. Alright, 5. And then we don't even need to grab... We just grab the other 2 from the west. Oops. You had hair back in those days? Don't start with me, damn it. I have hair now! What do you mean back in those days? Does anyone have a clip from the dawn of chainsaw understanding? The dawn of chainsaw understanding. The breakthrough moment. The great chainsaw revolution. And then Dunk said, chainsaw shall rap, and then they did. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm God in this scenario, apparently. And it was good. Any plans on doing Apotheosis Week? I still have it planned. I just haven't got around to it. I'm wanting to do it. Honestly, I'm wanting to do it after DunkBot 2.0 is my general goal. That's the dream. Hopefully I keep up with the dream. Chainsaws shall rap, and then they did. Nervous about those polymages. They scare me. Don't trust them. Alright, takes us back to the main world because we took the portal. Now we have to go kill the boss. We gotta go take out the bad guy. I genuinely hope DunkBot 2.0 releases smoothly. You've invested a lot of time. It's gonna be a bumpy release. That's a guaranteed. That's just reality, you know? But I think it will be in such a way that it'll be like recoverable, as in like I see, oh, I need to tweak this, I need to change this. If you guys remember the early days of Noita Together, it'll probably be like that. Noita Together, whenever Solar was first releasing it, we actually had a lot of problems. Like it was, there were, I want to say, like 10 people on at the same time, and it would get a little choppy, it would get a little laggy between the movement and stuff. And eventually Solar was able to smooth that out, and then made it where it was like, you know, 20 players, 30 players, whatever. And over time, he just kept reworking. Next thing you know, we could have 100 players, and it ran smoothly, all because of his optimizations and stuff. So don't be sad about Noita. Don't. One day we may peek back into that world. Today is not that day. So we still aren't quite to the enemies that are like really beefy, but we're about to be. You're about to see some serious gold drop from some of these guys in the zone we're coming up on. Actually, wait, we're in the tower version of it. I forgot. Tower version, I think maybe we don't get the standard buff. Let's check. Grab the dice, because the dice is nice. Let's check it real fast. Oh yeah, so the enemies here are not going to drop anything crazy since it's still labeled the tower. It kind of fucks with the whole New Game Plus health increase. You'll notice in the next one that we go into that we'll start to get like really tanky enemies and lots of gold drop too, which will be nice. Bloop, 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 bloop. So, for this one, we are currently at 7 orbs. But remember, we're in New Game Plus Plus, so plus 2. So you add 2 to it, so we should be fighting a boss with 36,000 health. As long as we calculated everything correctly, which I believe I did, hopefully. 36,000. There it is. Oh, okay, chill, 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 chill. He shoots off tons of those. Hopefully he doesn't run into my circle of vigor and steal the heals for himself. Don't be greedy now. Come on, I thought I had him. And yeah, you gotta be careful when you have a wand like that, casting Circle of Vigor, because you can hit this guy with your own heal, and it will heal him up big time. Alright. The reason I tend to follow the path that I already went is it tends to be one of the safest ways to get back up, you know? Since you're like, oh, I've walked this path before. Shouldn't be too much danger there. Wait, what is it? What's happening here? Oh, the damn salt. Took up my inventory spot. There you go. Where is my way? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Getting a little bit too spicy. I think I get lost here. A lot of gold. Alright. We go here. It says press E to enter new game plus. So the moment, I believe it's the moment I enter it, is we technically get the achievement. I think is how they do it, this one. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's the moment you enter it. So we will have we have technically done all of the achievement pillars now. Heads. No, we're not doing some coin flip shit.
Stop talking, go to jail.
Remember 5 wanding? I remember 5 wanding. I remember it. Some people a little more fondly than I do. I mean, it was a cool concept that I think that it would have been nice if they embraced it and made it into like an actual mechanic rather than it did feel janky, right? Like you glitched out a wand into your character, but it did seem like it had the potential to be some cool mechanic. Wait, Nutty says no. Wait, it's the moment you load in the in-room. Is that one for the new game pluses? I honestly don't know. Latali says false. Oh wait. It's when you use the Sampo. Oh, wait. To get to so the next Sampo that I use, Latali, will be the deciding factor? Let's see. The all-knowing is about to drop some info. I'll keep it pinned right here. I'll see what he says. That info could be helpful. It's the moment you enter new game plus or win. Oh, wait. I feel like you just got it. Look, Nutty's saying that we'd have to go to 1 more plus or lock in the win before it counts. And Latali's saying that he agrees that it's the win, but he isn't sure if it's on the 3rd plus or the 4th plus that it applies it. That's an interesting one. Yeah, he says he's gonna double check it. Let's see. And while he's checking that, one thing I wanted to show real quick. So remember, we are in the 3rd new game plus. So this is the one that we need to, this is the one that you get the achievement. So I don't know if it's been applied to me yet, but we're in the area that we can get it. We know that. Let me check something out. So remember, each new game plus is scaling up the enemy's damage and health and all kinds of stuff. So it can be a bit scary. Arntoria says you got it. You can die now and still have it. Oh. Arntorius is gaslighting you. Alright, well, anyways, let's check this out. I'm gonna grab this cursed heart. It's scaled up to 3 pluses, remember that. And I have this ambrosia here for emergency, because it's gonna hurt, I believe. There you go. That's 1 tick. A single tick from it does that. That's why whenever I go to 1 more new game plus, it would try to insta-kill me, and Saving Grace would have to save my ass, which it would, but still, it's scary stuff. Well, since your bet always includes... Oh, yeah. For the bet purposes, obviously, we have to cash in the win. I'm just more interested because sometimes people are like achievement hunting, and they want to know the moment they get the achievement just in case they were to die in the run or want to try something else, maybe something crazier. Latali says, yeah, you need to be in new game plus 3 and then do any ending with the Sampo. So it is what Nutty was saying. So if you went to new game plus 4, you would technically be given the achievement because it's like, hey, you've already you passed where you need to go, and then do any ending with the Sampo. Latali says, or Arntoria says, when I got it, I died in new game +3. Alright, let's fight some bad guys and see what kind of gold. Remember, now it's labeling the stuff properly. So these guys, nothing too crazy right now. Let's see how much gold we can get out of some of these dudes. I do want to leave out of there. It was on stream a couple years back, so I'm pretty sure. The thing is, though, if you are old school enough that it may have changed. You know what I mean? Because they have made like slight tweaks to things over time. So there could be a scenario that is how it was, but maybe that at some point they, you know, sometimes there's for like a specific reason, like really specific scenarios that they have to change stuff, and then it affects other things. So they may have changed it for some other purpose, and just coincidentally, that would have also affected your run had you done it modern day. Right now the enemies aren't feeling beefed up yet, but we'll get there. They'll get beefy. Getting a little bit of gold, little bit. Not bad, not bad. Honestly, it visually looks similar to the last one. Oh, well, actually, no, maybe it is a bit more. Thought it would be at a glance that we would notice a bit quicker. But, like, I wouldn't be able to differentiate this one between the New Game +1 and the New Game +++. At a glance, that is. Maybe if you actually sat there and counted the nugs. Oh, we do not like this area. Again, it's New Game Plus, the worlds get kind of scrambled up. That's why we pass through in a zone that looks like it's a late zone, but we passed through it earlier. That's the... Yeah, see, look at this. This is an area you're like, what the hell? What's that doing over here? New Game Plus, that's what's happening. The session number for New Game Plus value should say 2 when you enter New Game +3, and that fails the check for the flag. After the check is done, the same script later increments it to 3. That's some serious gold. He's thick. Open here. We didn't need to gather any orbs because we don't need to go into any more New Game Pluses. At this point, our goal is to get the win. I'm a little nervous because polymages can be anywhere at any time. Hey, there we go. And same role applies. We're currently at 1 orb, but because we're in New Game +++, we know that it will be the equivalent of a 4 orb boss that we're going to be fighting right now. It's actually, that's fungus, isn't it? Because the slime coming out of the boss is interacting with the lava, making some green fungus. Whoop. Should be an easy fight for us. Stop being annoying, boss. Fight me, you coward! I had to res him real late, see what would happen. What's the project for 2700? I still haven't even decided. I'm procrastinating as usual. Here it is, press E. So now, since we have the Sampo, Latali was saying that we have to interact with something with the Sampo, either go to another New Game Plus or lock in some ending. So the moment I press E, that is an interaction with the Sampo. So we have officially gotten the achievement. Don't worry, we would never die where the peasants die. We're not noobs. That's embarrassing. Would never make such a mistake. The Guide Gamer Graveyard. Don't be jealous. Just because you don't have all these deaths at the Dark Sun. You die in little peasant land. Oh shit. Oh, that was fast. Time for it. The God Gamer Graveyard Dive. as we farm win number 2008 or 2687? 80, I don't know where we're at. Let's find out. So we jump into the Dark Sun, but if we keep spamming Saving Grace, we can actually live here for a long time. Hold up. Okay, so I don't have any extra lives, but this shows you how powerful Saving Grace is. As long as you have something to heal you, like Circle of Vigor, it can save you many times. But I'm going to go ahead and stop casting the heals. I'll even jump out for a moment and then see we'll do this, but let's just let it ride. GG! Yeah, I was spamming Circle of Vigor for the fun. Still no frog death. Damn it! You always remember at the end! Son of a bitch! The goat. 2,687. Not bad. That was a fun run today. Just a good journey. I appreciate you guys joining me on the journey today. I know it wasn't like, you know, the most insane thing ever, but it was just pretty much going to New Game plus, hanging out, talking about Noita, talking about random stuff, talking about apparently some kind of cheese that people put maggots in or something. I don't know what the hell that cheese was. Honestly, it's kind of scarred me for life. Streaks, where are we streak-wise? Streakers. Golden yes sign going out to Jolly Joe. Hell yeah, Jolly Joe. Welcome to the Golden Yes crew, my friend. 7 streak. Oh my god, it's raining 7 streaks right now. They're pouring 7 streaks. Nameless Fury, Evil Moo, Mike Mage, Cubic, Boron Nitride, BFG Gaming, Only High, GroderCon, J2A, Codis, Winter Drake, Mr. Cheaterson, Purdy, Just Some Guy, Scotty Boy, Darsgaard, Chicoli. Oh my god, 7 streaks going out to everybody. Folded Egg, Stashless, Anvi, Keebler, Hobbit, and Jolly Joe all earning 7 predictions in a row correct. And that's why you bet yes on the daily run. For the free +1 to your streak. Those guys know what's up. -7, 7 incorrect, 7 wrong predictions in a row going out to Shellingford and Slyn Leet. Slyn, Shelling, both of you get a little dunce cap for being wrong 7 times in a row, and the cosmetic is in your backpack. You can equip it whenever you like. 14 in a row going out to Goldfish, Vendor, Kasarn, Wolf, Luke, Himmer17, and Lodja7 with the 14 predictions. Congratulations. Inks with the -14. 14 incorrect. Back-to-back -7. Inks, your second dunce cap. It's in your backpack. You can equip it whenever you like, even though you can only wear it one at a time, but you know. Who cares about that? Details. Scan Death with the 3rd 7 streak in a row. That is 21 predictions without messing up a single time. Scan Death, you are the thickest streak of the day. You're looking quite thick there, Scan Death. I am impressed. 21. Not bad. Not bad. All right, where are we? Hold up. Who's on playing video games right now? You know who's on playing right now? I haven't seen him in a minute. Keith is actually one of the most popular modders in Noita, and he's currently, it says prime time for computering. Let me check this. Let's see what he's doing. It looks like he's just playing some good old Noita. He's even got a webcam right now. So let's hit Keith with some love. If you guys don't know much about him, he'll probably give you a breakdown. But if you've been in the Noita community for very long, it's a name that's brought up pretty regularly since he is one of the most well-known modders. I'd say some really well-known modders that are up there with Keith would be somebody like Conga Line, who has been in the chat maybe saying some degenerate stuff today, and Evasia. Not to say that there aren't more modders out there, but these are some of the most popular, well-known people that have done so many mods and mods that were loved by the community that just off of their name alone, I instantly recognize them. I'm like, hey, I know this modder. I know him. So let's hit him with some love, a fellow Noita addict. And so if you have any questions about modding and stuff, he may be the guy to ask. I mean, he definitely knows way more about modding than I do. I've never created shit. But Keith makes stuff all the time. So there you go. He's the guy to talk to about modding. He'll probably give you some info about his channel. I'm going to see you guys in about 16 hours. Remember, you set your clocks, right? Everybody, you didn't forget, did you?
I'm so happy you recognize me for my leggy thigh high mod. It's my magnum opus less than 3.
No, that is not what I recognize you for. I recognize you for Thick Mina. I actually don't even know who made Thick Mina. I'd have to ask Yolk. I'm sure he's got that memorized. Disgusting. Conga Line, the well-known creator of the Apotheosis mod. It's true. It's true. That's what Conga's known for. All right, chat. I'll see you guys in 16 hours. Be ready for more Noita. But till then, have fun hanging out with Keith. And I'll see you guys in 16 hours. Deuces. Stay sweaty. Stay awesome. Nothing but love, chat. Nothing but love for you guys.
Sprato bores me.